is one of the best assist men ever to play in the National Hockey League. He is one of the best goal scorers. They played together for the St. Louis Blues. Adam Oates, were those special years?
Yeah, they really were, and maybe to the point where you didn't appreciate it as much because we thought it was never going to end, and unfortunately it did. The chemistry was fantastic, and it made life so much fun.
I scored a lot of goals just because we had a sense because of our friendship where we knew what we were doing.
He has that superstar mystique about him that everybody knows when you're playing Brett Hull.
Well, I don't know. I don't really know what a mystique is. I've got I guess a personality that not too many guys have, whereas I'm out there having fun. I don't look intense, but I'm intense out there, but I can't play the game unless I'm having fun.
I think his release is better than anybody's, but I think one thing that people don't talk about is how smart he is.
Yeah, that's an ultimate comment from a guy who I consider to be the smartest guy, one of the most intelligent, smartest guys that I've ever had the pleasure of playing with or just being friends with away from the ice.
Watch out, Hully. I turned into a goal scorer as well.
He's got 21. He's a little bit behind everyone else that's considered a goal scorer. Tell him to just keep passing and not worry about scoring.
And just moments ago, these two friends met up at center ice, this time in different uniforms. The Boston Bruins for Adam Oates and St. Louis with Brett Hull. Hello, everybody. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, and welcome. ESPN's National Hockey Night tonight here in St. Louis, and an opportunity for us to bring you one of the miracles on ice, if you will, this season, by the name of Cam Neely.
Well, we talked about the chemistry between Brett Hull and Adam Oates. Everybody saw that, but there is some chemistry in Boston right now. Adam Oates is half of it. The other half is Cam Neely. What an amazing story. He has missed almost all of the last 2 seasons because of complications from a serious knee injury, and he's still only playing part-time this year. I mean, he's only played 37 games, an incredible 42 goals. The Masterton Trophy in the NHL is for perseverance. At this stage of the season, even with 30 games to go, Cam Neely is a lock for the Masterton.
He played only 21 games over the past 2 seasons. He set out for one reason. Steve Duchesne set out for another, but not anymore.
Well, pretty interesting story. 2 years ago, Steve Duchesne was the top-scoring defenseman for the Philadelphia Flyers. Last year, he was the top-scoring defenseman for the Quebec Nordiques, but over the offseason, he got into one of those classic squabbles with management, and he said, I will never play another game for the Quebec Nordiques. True to his word, he did not. And last month, the Blues sent 3 players to Quebec to get him. The Blues so far are ecstatic with what they got. He is supposed to produce points. He has 11 points in 11 games.
And he can really handle the puck. Interesting matchup tonight. The St. Louis Blues, they have the 3rd best record at home. Boston Bruins, 2nd best on the road. St. Louis, Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, and Al Morganti. Full house will be on hand here tonight as the Boston Bruins take on St. Louis for the 2nd time. Vincent D'Ando used to play here 3 years plus here in St. Louis. 27-year-old is putting up those kind of numbers now with Boston in a rotating situation. At the other end, Curtis Joseph. What a season he is having. Face-off, one back to Sweeney, drops it back for Ray Bourque, and we are underway. Bourque sends it in, and right away, Curtis has to be hung on to, and nowhere to go for Curtis Joseph, so he'll literally hang on to that one and skate it off into the corner. The Boston Bruins, 2nd in their conference and 4th in the league. St. Louis, 5th in the conference and 10th in the league. And once again this season, Joseph facing an inordinate number of shots in net. Curtis Joseph this season facing some 36 shots per game, just under that. Boston Bruins like to put it on. That's exactly what their number is, but they put on per game 36. We'll see how Joseph gets tested here. Waiting to take the face-off is Ted Donato. Steve Hines and Glenn Murray are on the line with him. Face-off one back. Donato actually had won it. Comes back up along the near side boards. Bozo couldn't get it out. In front, Murray, the shot and the save made Curtis. Good early chance for Glenn Murray, the winger, number 44 of the Bruins, as he was open momentarily. Back to center. St. Louis 2-on-2 down the middle, couldn't split. It'll be cleared back out of the zone. Prokhorov couldn't get in.
You know, the one thing about the St. Louis Blues, since the trade getting Steve Duchesne, they are a better offensive team, but there's no question about it. They are not as good defensively. This will be a struggle to see if they can keep up with the Bruins, because while they match up well with the Bruins in just about every category, Defensively is where the big difference is. Brian Sutter's guys coming into tonight's game ranked 4th defensively in the league, and that's true to form for a Bruins team and true to form for a Brian Sutter kind of style, because that's the way he played. That's the way he coaches. Defense first, then let's get the goals.
What an emotional return for him. I talked to him this morning in the hallway. We were standing outside the locker room. His number is retired. All 12 of his years as a player were spent here. He raised his family here. He coached here for 4 years. He told me, Gary, I love this place. I love this arena. I love this city. And the tears were welling up in his eyes this morning, coming back here to a place that he still very much considers home.
It's the first time in 18 years as of last month that there is not a Sutter as part of the St. Louis Blues organization. Ron Sutter, one of the twins, Richie the other one, went to Chicago in the waiver draft, and Ronnie now is part of the Quebec Nordiques organization, and Brian started it all in 1976, so 18 years, and now there are no Sutters here in St. Louis.
Adam Oates clears it out. I couldn't help thinking as I talked with him this morning how fortunate for the NHL in St. Louis to have Brian Sutter as part of their history. Hull, the shot, deflected, and it'll end up in the seats. Both teams committing turnovers here in their defensive zones. There's the man who's now behind the bench for the St. Louis Blues.
You know, Bob Barry was openly critical of the trade that his organization made with the Quebec Nordiques. I mean, the problem that he had with it is that he's lost a lot of the junkyard dog quality that this team had in Bob Basson, in Ron Sutter, and in Garth Butcher. You get Steve Duchesne, and he was not unhappy about acquiring Steve Duchesne. I mean, Steve brings terrific offense, terrific enthusiasm, and he uses his body more than people give him credit for. It was the guys that left that bothered Bob Barry.
Now he's trying to get some people to work for him, like Vitaly Prokhorov, who's out there. Igor Korolev, who plays. They have struggled trying to fit into the operation Barry wants out there on the ice. Ray Borg drops it away. Brent Hughes pass deflected at center by Bozon, cleared in. Chased down behind the net by Duchesne. Duchesne plays it off the glass. Bruins able to hold it in, centering for Brent Hughes. Curtis Joseph plays it around the boards. Just underway. ESPN's National Hockey Night. Deflected off Smolinski in front. Miller comes the other way. Kevin Miller, 19 goals and 20 assists on the season. Miller had it poke checked away. He, Felsner, and Montgomery are out. Shot, and that one's deflected wide as Brian Smolinski, the rookie, had the opportunity. Cleared out, and it'll end up on net, so they're going to have to play it. Vincent Riando making the start for the Bruins, as he came over from Detroit, where he was just sitting and watching. As we said, he had been here in St. Louis prior to that for 3+ years. Tully's got it. St. Louis Blues and Boston have met once on the season, and it'll roll in and it'll be held on to. That was a 2-1 victory by St. Louis in Boston in Game 1.
Welcome back to St. Louis Arena. Well, how big a star is Brett Hull here in St. Louis? He's literally a superstar. How about a 3 comic book set? The Super Adventures of the Golden Brett Hull. 3 set. He's the biggest star here in the city, and he's going to be back in time for 1994. He's taken it out of space for this. He's back in time for this run at the Cup, though, guys.
And that money goes to charity. Centering pass. Shanahan was in front. Adam Oates cleared it up. Cam Neely touches it out of the zone.
Al, I wonder how much Al's getting for those. He looked like he was hawking them to the public there.
He looked like he'd done that before.
Yeah, good work, Al.
Rick Zavo cleared it out to center. Cam Neely playing the regular shifts here. This is the first time for Neely that he's played 4 games and 7 nights in 3 years. So before the game, he said, it's another test for me. I'm trying to get in 6 out of the 7 road games of the stretch we're on right now. Neely said he felt fine. He says, I haven't done this before. Neely out at center. Poke checked away from him. Neely had a goal against Dallas in their last game, day before yesterday, and set out much of that game. Not that there was anything wrong with him, but they pretty much dominated the affair, so he didn't have to play at all.
Well, he's definitely resigned himself to the fact that his knee will never again be 100. Wow, that changed directions on the way in.
Curtis Joseph had the drop ball move in on him that time. Chase on the near side as they change it up. No score here in St. Louis. Both teams having trouble controlling the puck. Murray Barron had it. Sent in. Riando thought about it, let it go. Chase moves up with Reed. Reed poked it away towards the line. Battle for it along the boards. Andrew McKim, a rookie, called up on January 25 for the Boston Bruins. He wears 45. Working in the corner. Ray Borg back to get it. Ray Borg having just a sensational 15th year in the National Hockey League. Maybe has never played better. I'll show you some of his numbers as we move along here tonight. St. Louis Blues. Barron looking to the middle. Tom Tilley has it. Tilley tied up by Reed. Got it out in front. Bork was there to sweep it towards the boards. And it's just backed out of the zone. Pantalev got it out.
Well, the Bruins don't give you much. The St. Louis Blues are going to have to work for whatever they get. The Bruins keep the shots to the outside, even if you can get them from there, because they're one of the best in the league at keeping the shot shots down. You have to work like crazy for everything against them.
Wellesley cleared it around. Henneken could not hold it in. Comes back to center. Philippe Bozon, the 27-year-old, dumps it right back in. And St. Louis coming out, not trying to skate through the middle. They are dumping and chasing early on here in this game. Glenn Wesley looking to break it up through the middle. That time was deflected. Controlled by Murray. Murray has had a chance already in this game. Murray out there with Hines and swept into the zone at the right point. Smolinski works on this line, normally with them. St. Louis Blues, Boston, lining three up at the blue line. 1 forechecker in. That was Hines. Puck freed up to Glenn Wesley. Wesley and Bourque, a lot of ice time. 2 primary defensemen for the Boston Bruins, and they go as a pair. And they'll be out there a lot tonight. We'll keep track of it for you. Hull moving it in. Hull drops it back. Hull's open. Hull couldn't get it too close to his stick. Hull had the chance. Igor Korolev set him up, but it was a little too close to the skates, and he couldn't get the shot off. Great chance 5 minutes into this first period. Not a lot of scoring chances, but a lot of turnovers. Shots are 3-1 in favor of the Bruins. That was the first shot for the Blues. Murray was in the middle, comes back to Hull. Hull, who will be double shifting as he normally does. Drops it in the middle of Jeff Brown. Brown, Korolev with him. Dropped it off. Murray was there. Murray just sweeps it behind him. Back up. Bruins are trying to get a change completed here. Coming over the boards. Kartalnov had it. Dropped it back for Adam Oates. Oates out with Neely. Neely, Kartalnov, and Cam Neely's got the puck. Neely on the spin with Janney on him. Back for Oates. Oates leaves it. Kartalnov comes back to the point. Trying to drop it back. Duchesne was there, and Duchesne puts it into the seats. Friday night. That's hockey night right here on ESPN. No score from St. Louis. He is 4th in goals, but 1st in comic books, Al Morganti.
That's right. Well, here's the story real quick. Brett Hull gets beamed into the future in the golden adventures of Brett Hull into the year 2094, playing in the Stanley Cup Finals against the Slashers. Of course, he scores in overtime, and part of the proceeds from these comic books go to a worthy children's fund here in the St. Louis area. Guys?
See that last line, have fun? That's part of Brett Hull's philosophy. Did anybody notice a mistake? Like, what's wrong with this picture on the front of that comic book?
Which way was he shooting?
The creators of the comic book had them as a left-hand shot instead of a right-hand shot.
Ray Bourque caught the defenseman in the wallet. Rebound, centering pass. Cam Neely tried to put it in. Bourque the shot again, and it blocked. Montgomery trying to break. Montgomery brings it left wing side. Montgomery's got Hull in the middle. Hull got knocked down. Fans wanted to call, won't get it. Hull was taken down as he came in at the blue line. Oates drops it back. Sweeney on the charge. Sweeney back to Bourque. Bourque, who loves to shoot, to Neely, and he just missed it wide. Cam Neely coming down the pipe again. Back for Neely. Bourque will chase it down on the boards. Ray Bourque lets it go. It's loose. It's sitting. Montgomery swept it away. And the net comes loose from the Marshbanks. He did not know where that puck was.
Not even close to knowing where it was. And the interesting thing is that it wasn't behind him. It was right beside him. Ray Bourque just spun around. He wanted to get it on net. May have changed directions on the way. Look at Cujo. He thinks, I got this, baby. Yikes. Who's that trying to get? That's Kartalnov that's trying to get through, number 10 for the Bruins.
Good job by Duchesne, who held Kartalnov off.
Absolutely. You know, Curtis Joseph has had his problems over the last few games. Jim Rivnak has gotten in and played a couple, but he is really experiencing his first downturn of the season. He has allowed some stoppable pucks to get by him in the last 5 or 6 starts. He admits it, and so do the Blues.
49th start. He started 7 of the last 10. He has 25 wins. That's 3rd best, and a .915 save percentage. That's 5th. He's facing those shots again. Another one taken from the point. Held off again as Paul Stanton had it. Points are open, and the Bruins are going there. Brendan Shanahan, another one of the great goal scorers on this team, sends that one in wide. Had to be played. Riondo, and finally touched up. Riondo did not do it, and it'll be an icing call. And with the other game, Steve Levy.
All right, Gary, thanks. Let's start in Landover with the Islanders and Capitals going at it. They were scoreless in the first. That was until Uwe Krupp wristed one towards the goal, and Benoit Hogue put in the rebound. So it's 1-0 Islanders. After 1, back to St. Louis.
Full slate of games on tap tonight. Steve will be busy and keep us up to date on what's going on this Friday.
Well, there's a hard luck story right there in Denny Felsner. He trained very hard this summer to make this team because he only played a half dozen games last year. But while he was training, he broke his ankle this summer. He started in Peoria in the International League to get in shape. He re-broke his ankle, and now he's just coming back.
Wesley deflected off the left skate and went wide. Bruins are really getting the puck in and getting it in hard. Felsner had it deflected. Henneken back to get it. Clears it out of the zone. Played at center by Wesley. Turned quickly up ice. Joseph Stumple, and Stumple will send it in. A lot of Boston Bruins names that unless unless you're a Bruins fan, you might not be familiar with, because they pick up guys who just come and grind it out night after night in the Sutter tradition, and they're doing it. 2-on-1 break. Hines with Smolinski. Knocked away from him as Tom Tilley went down and blocked it. Tom Tilley breaking up the 2-on-1. Shanahan dropped it out through center. Shanahan with the Felsner. Deflects again. Brent Hughes has got it. Hughes moving in. Hughes saved by Curtis Joseph. Let's open this baby up. Shots are 6-1 in favor of the Bruins, who are running and gunning. Vincent Riondo drops it off. Bruins started up. Jamie Huscroft working after being brought up to the minor leagues.
But notice that only one team is opening it up.
The Boston Bruins.
Well, they're getting their chances because the Blues were caught in a change. Plus, they pitched up and got caught in another situation. They are not a good team defensively now.
And there was another one as Hines had the chance. Back in front for Hines. Deflected away, and up comes Korolev. Korolev, poke check from behind. Donato got a stick on it. Riondo plays it to the corner. Gordy Roberts, who's been playing some spectacular hockey for Boston, could not move that one out. Back inside. Shot went wide. Now the chances at the other end. Pretty good chance right there. Prokhorov penalty coming up. Delayed call on Boston. There's the touch-up, and our first penalty of the game will be called here. Mick Magoo, our referee. Ron Finn and Dan Shakti are the linesmen working with him. And St. Louis, in the scoreless game, will get a power play.
You know, Brian Sutter's motto is this: don't beat yourself. I mean, he wants his guys to go out there and play a pressure game. They will chase the Blues all over the ice. And Brian Sutter said this morning, our team can score on the rush and on the forecheck. The whole key is reading when to rush and when to dump in and forecheck. And he says he's got his guys pretty well having this thing figured out. And their attack was really mixed up. And with the talent they have, they can score on the rush. With the grinders that you mentioned, Gary, they can score on the forecheck.
Adam Oates leads them with 75 points. Cam Neely, their leading goal scorer, with 32. Neely is picking up almost 33% of the goals scored by the Boston Bruins. Cam Neely's the one who's putting it in the net. Power play here for the St. Louis Blues as Donato goes out. St. Louis on the power play with the shooters they've got. They're dangerous. 59 power play goals, 287 chances. They are 7th overall in the league, but they are 3rd here at home in the power play. But Boston, their penalty killing unit, is 6th overall and 4th on the road. They have given up the fewest power play goals in the league. Hull deflects it wide. Boston's only surrendered 39. And they've been shorthanded the 2nd fewest time, so they don't get caught in the box. Reed going back to get it. Reed gets held off and knocked down. Magoo felt he took a dive. Montgomery sends it back up for Kevin Miller. Miller, Montgomery, and Hull working on the line. Kevin Miller, Montgomery in front. Defenseman cutting with Zombo. Zombo got tied up. Can't be cleared out of the zone. Duchesne, a great power play point man over to Hull. Hull, poke checked away. Duchesne, Boston pressing the puck. Zombo's shot was blocked. Zombo got it back and clears it wide. Good body play. Don Sweeney went down and blocked that shot, and the Bruins cleared. Minute 13 remaining on this power play. First one of the game. No score. We are 9 minutes into the first period. Duchesne bothered by Smolinski. Tully's got it. Has to go back to Janney. Janney wide side. Janney and Oates, two great assistants working in this game. First for different teams. Janney with St. Louis. There's Jeff Brown. Brown drops it in. Shanahan missed it wide. The patented Brendan Shanahan off-wing shot rifled along the ice.
He doesn't shoot wide that much. He's right near the top of shots on goal in the NHL. Why? Because he hits the net most of the time.
And he can shoot it, and he is scoring. Shanahan right now tied for 8th overall in scoring and tied for 9th in goals. Into the corner, McKee, the rookie. McKee overskated it. Shanahan back to the point. 33 in the power play. Jeff Brown shot deflected in front wide by Felsner. Cleared around the boards. Tilly on the far side will hold it in. Somebody isn't going to stick it.
It's Wesley. That's Glenn Wesley.
And the Bruins will be able to get away with that as they're able to clear it out the length of the ice. Paul Stanton got it out. 17 left on the power play. Shots are 9-2 in favor of the Bruins. St. Louis, their first power play of the game. Brown for Janney. Janney got by Oates. Sweeney took him down. Played back by Neely to Ray Bork. Bork checks the clock. 3, 2, 1. 0 for 1 on the power play. Even strength. Adam Oates back to get it. Oates with Sweeney in front of him and offside by the old country mile. 9:45 left to go in the first. Full house here in St. Louis on ESPN's National Hockey Night. Bruins, St. Louis, no score.
Back to Gary and Bill.
Number one offense continues to put it on. Face off at center, cleared into the zone. Offside call on the Bruins. We'll bring it back up. ESPN's National Hockey Night on Friday, of course. Next Friday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. We'll have a look at Jeremy Roenick and the Chicago Blackhawks, 7th in the West in the playoffs, and the Buffalo Sabres 6th in the Eastern Conference in the playoffs. Alexander McGillty back out on the ice, we hope. Eddie Belfour, 24 wins. Dale Howardchuk has got 800 career assists now, and probably Dominic Hasek or Grant Fuhr, one of those two. We'll see in net. That's next Friday.
You know, guys like Jeremy Roenick and Mike Modano of Dallas and Doug Gilmour of Toronto must be kind of happy with the trade that St. Louis made with Quebec, because Bob Basson and Ron Sutter were tenacious, grinding defensive centers. They're not here anymore.
And a couple of shots on here. Vincent Riondo hangs on, and Korolev gets pushed away from the side of the net. What a story for Riondo, just waiting to be traded in Detroit, wondering if it would happen and where he'd go, and would he get a chance to play. Casey and Blue had been the goaltenders here. Now all of a sudden it's Riondo and Casey, and they've been, for the last 14 games, Sutter's been rotating the goaltenders every other game. And that's what he's done here in this one. Riondo making his 7th start with the Bruins. 3-2-1. Boston working it out of their own end. Gordy Roberts. Roberts got it up for Hines. Hines working on this line with the Donato and Murray now. Sent in by Jamie Huscroft. Laid behind the net. Philippe Bozone got it up the boards and out. Not connecting though. Gord Roberts. Roberts plays it back to the near side to Stevie Hines. Hines moving in. Zombo gets the stick in the midsection. And again, it'll be the attempt of the St. Louis Blues to get it going. Donato moved over on the check. Near side. Can't connect again. Bozone got knocked down, and a penalty coming up as Murray took down Bozone, and there's the whistle. Philippe Bozone had a half step on Glenn Murray, and Murray found a way to solve that. Haul him down.
He didn't have to haul him down either. He had 2 defensemen back, so it really was a break. Pretty easy call for Mick Magoo on that one. You see that Glenn Murray took him from behind. So Glenn Murray gets a lot of ice time when Cam Neely is out of the lineup. Obviously, the Bruins have to juggle a little bit. Glenn Murray gets to move up with Adam Oates when Cam Neely is out of the lineup, but then he drops down to a 3rd or 4th line. It's kind of interesting. He's either a 3rd or 4th line guy or a 1st line guy with them, never in between.
Either rest or it's all out on any given night. Bourque comes back to get it. Power play again. 2nd of the night for the St. Louis Blues, who did not convert on their first chance. Ray Bourque sends it out. Boston has picked up 9 shorthanded goals this season. St. Louis has given up the 2nd highest in the league. They've given up 13 shorthanded goals. Miller sends it in around the net. Vincent Riondo could not play that. Ray Bourque over again, banged it around Hull. Not out of the zone. Duchesne the shot. Blocked out deep by Reed. Reed giving chase. Reed's got Brown coming from the other side. Reed in. Save. Rebound. Knocked away by the defenseman. As Brown finally got back. 1 save. And the 2nd shot off the defenseman's stick. Shorthanded chance for Boston. And a good one. Brown had run out of legs. Tried to catch him from the near side. Couldn't get over there. Brown. He'll send it in high off the glass and then head to the bench. Hook checked in behind the net. Kevin Miller was after it. Hull tried to knock it away. Could not. Duchesne. Duchesne's pass blocked twice, 3 times by Adam Oates. Oates does it all. Penalty killing, short-handed, intercepted Sweeney. They're still short-handed. Sweeney brings it up. Sweeney, Bruins changing. Rifle shot off the glove and into the seats. Ooh, did he blister that chance. Steve Levy.
Gary, the goals are coming fast and furious. To Winnipeg we go. 1-0 Blackhawks going up against the Jets in the first. Nelson Emerson, the shot. Then Wayne McBean comes off the backboards to Darren Shannon, and he beats Ed Belfour. We're tied at 1 in the first. Back to St. Louis.
We told you there were lots of games going on. How about this one by Sweeney?
Well, he let this one rip, and this is after, watch this glove save by Joseph. This is after the breakaway shot, semi-breakaway shot by Dave Reed. You know, I'm sitting here saying, well, gosh, you know, he's been able to face the right guys, Cujo has. First of all, he had Brent Hughes, then he had Dave Reed, and they're not big goal scorers, but you look up and down the Bruins roster, Cam Neely's got 42 goals, Adam Oates has 21, and then Brian Smolinski has 19. There aren't any breakaway threats really on this team after that.
No, there aren't. There really aren't. You want to take the puck over to the bench, hand it off to one of those guys and let it come out on the ice.
I mean, I guess if I had to pick somebody, it's Ted Donato.
Hines had his head down, went knee to knee with Shanahan, and he's hurt. He had his head down as much as you can have it down, and Shanahan collided with him, and he had to limp off the ice. Reed the other way. This is still a power play for St. Louis. Reed's been up twice now, short-handed. Hennick in there with him. Tom Tilley moves over trying to dig it out. Reed had it pinned up. Pope checked it away. Tilley got it out. Cam Neely intercepts. Still shorthanded. 5 seconds save made. Curtis Joseph. There's no score in this game, but the momentum definitely with the Boston Bruins. St. Louis is 0 for 2 in the power play. Back to even strength. Shots 11-3 in favor of Boston. And this will be an icing call. Rick Zombo on the touch. 6:37 left to go here in the first.
Boy, Hines doesn't like the non-call. He is hurt, but he's not hurt bad enough that he can't turn around and yell at the ref. See him looking down. I mean, the puck was in his skates, and as he looked up, Brendan Shanahan was there, and that was just a flat-out collision. It didn't look to me like Shanahan put his knee out. You know, I think Shanahan wanted to hit him high.
Yep.
And when Hines bent over, they just locked knees.
I think he thought Hines was going to stand up,
right,
but he never did. He just kept his head down. He had a hard time getting off the ice.
He sure did, but at the same time as he's hurting like crazy, I mean, he's trying to punch his way out of the ice surface.
Bill, we've got to get to Joey Juneau. We haven't mentioned yet.
Right.
We've got to get that in right now.
Gosh, what another hard luck story. I mean, a third jaw injury, the same broken jaw for Joey Juneau 2 nights ago. Gary, we were sitting there watching it. He took a tremendous hit from Mark Tenorti, and he is banged up again, and it's the same situation, the bad jaw again.
It is broken again. They were examining today. They flew him back to Boston. He went to the hospital. They took the x-rays. Third time he's broken that jaw. In front, Joseph makes a great save. And the net came loose. Kartalnov came around, tried to wrap it in. Curtis Joseph held the short side. Boston 16-8-4 on the road. The Blues 17-8-6 at home. Stevie Hines testing. Bud Light scores. We'll keep you posted as we roll along tonight.
Steve Hines is, I think, characteristic of the problems the Bruins have had scoring. Hines went 22 games without a goal before scoring on Wednesday. That is the one element the Boston Bruins don't have, is consistent scoring from all kinds of people. I mean, Cam Neely is a given. Adam Oates is having a good year. After that, big drop-off. If they can get some scoring, they can be a power still.
They are getting the goaltending now that they had hoped for. Comes back to Ray Bourque. Adam Oates just won his 6th draw. He is 6-1 in faceoffs already in this game. Bruins have won 10, and St. Louis has won 4. There's not much in the first part of this game. It's not been controlled by the Bruins, except the score is 0-0. Briando puts it up for Cam Neely. Neely's out there with Oates. Bourque's got to come back to get it. Hits out Sweeney. Kevin Miller gets knocked down. Puck underneath him. It's kind of bumped away, and Sweeney will pick it up. No score with 5:47 to go. Cam Neely. Neely had to come back for it. So he'll just dump it in wide to Curtis Joseph. Adam Oates going back. Held on to. Neely back again. Neely trying to send it behind the net. Couldn't get it there. Hull. Miller gives it right back to him. Kevin Miller and Hull will both head to the bench. Briando holds it up the far end. Muscroft coming out on defense. Sweeney back there to help out. Intended in the middle. Brent Hughes, who couldn't get it, but he rolled in on Curtis Joseph. Duchesne goes back to get it. Duchesne in his first game, more than halfway through the season, ended up playing 21 minutes. In the second game, he played 33. He said, I slept really well.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to generate some offense because there isn't much offense down the middle after this guy. Craig Janney is having another superb year, but with 2 centers going to the Quebec Nordiques, after Craig Janney, you've got Jim Montgomery, who's a rookie. He's got 16 points. Igor Korolev, 10 points. And Nathan Lafayette, who has had to move into the center position, is also a rookie. He has 5 points. Not much offense. And to make matters worse for the Blues, and this is not a knock against those 3 guys that play behind Janney, they're better offensively than defensively. So they do not have a checking center.
Janney tied 4th in assists with 53. Bruins, Wesley, the shot. Curtis Joseph makes the save and decides to hang on. Glenn Wesley off the face-off win, just took it all the way around the net, corner to corner, and Curtis Joseph again holding the near side post on it.
The other thing, too, Gary, you talked about the face-offs. The St. Louis Blues don't have a real quality face-off guy. They'll use Brendan Shanahan in big-time face-off situations, so you have to know that you can lay some money on Ron Caron, the general manager here, if not trading for somebody, then at least acquiring 1 or 2 players before the trading deadline, which is March 19th.
Almost have to here. Janney sends it out for Brendan Shanahan. Shanahan stood up along the far side. Murray Barron went by trying to get it out, but could not. Bruins right back the other way. Smolinski out of Michigan State. His pass deflected. Into the corner. Joseph Stumple. Stumple had it in the skates and lost it. Sent it for Smolinski, but taken away by Duchesne. And back comes Janney. Craig Janney. And an interference on the far side. Delayed call coming up with the Bruins, and there was no question about it. On the far talking about in games over the last week. The new emphasis being placed on interference calls away from the puck, and that's exactly what Stanton was doing in the left wing, holding up the Blues.
Exactly. I mean, Brendan Shanahan was coming down the left side. I mean, here it is right along the boards here. And Shanahan was trying to get loose on that play and just couldn't. Paul Stanton held him up away from the play, and you can see that had Shanahan been able to get through, it would have been a 3-on-1. Pretty good call. We're going to try and keep one camera wide so we don't miss a lot of that stuff. We have noticed over the last couple of games as broadcasters and with our directors and producers that it's becoming more difficult to show you at home the penalties that are being called because most of them are away from the play now.
Just like that one. Brendan Shanahan, the man who was held off. Here's the third power play of the game for the St. Louis Blues. Obviously 0 for 2 with no score here. 4:31 left to go in the first period. Montgomery moves in to take the draw. Former University of Maine captain last year, led the team to the NCAA championship and was watching the Olympics with all the Maine players involved for Canada and the United States in the Olympic teams. Tipped away by Hall. Brown tried to get it in. Kevin Miller had it, and it was deflected off his stick and into the seats, and the faceoff will come back at center.
Well, Brett Hall doesn't really have a problem with the new lineup that his team has. First of all, Steve Duchesne will provide some offense from the blue line, but he gets to play with Jim Montgomery and Kevin Miller now, two guys that lean to offense more than they do defense. So that suits Brett Hall. He is on pace to surpass last year's total of 54 goals by a long shot. And he has still got a strong chance to win the league title for goal scoring. He is 4 goals behind Dave Andrechuk coming into tonight's game.
He has gone on, of course, another 40-plus goal season already, his 6th. It'll be his 5th consecutive 50-goal season easily. The pace is on right now. Riondo left it in behind the net. Boston Bruins short-handed. Sweeney clears it out of the zone. And Brett Hall on Monday. All goes well. He and his lady will be a mom and pa. Baby boy. Brett Hall, that's due on Monday. They've got it planned. Going to go in and make that one happen.
Yep.
Cleared out by Hines. Duchesne's going to get it back onside.
Such are the disadvantages of the NHL schedule.
The berth is being made around the schedule that Brett Hall has in games and appearances. Back to Duchesne. Shot by Brown, deflected to Shanahan. Shanahan back near side. And wouldn't you know it, Brett Hall, his lady, is a former goaltender. She played hockey. Brown's got it. Brown leaves it on the far side. Janney. Smolinski takes him out of the play. Wesley's got it. Fans booing the power play here.
And they already know the baby is going to be a boy. The question is not whether it will be a score, just whether it will shoot right or left. I mean, Poppy Hall and Brett Hall with the bloodlines, it's going to be a score.
Remembering Mom, maybe a goaltender.
Yeah. Well,
till he backs up with it.
I'll tell you what, it'll be a goal scorer that's good defensively.
Right now, the fans are really getting on this power play. Down to 30 seconds left on it, and they've had it in the zone only once. Hull trying to make it happen, sends it in. Brett Hull has scored 18 power play goals, second most in the league. Tom Tilley's pass intercepted, cleared out by Gordy Roberts. And unhappy full house in St. Louis. Down to 17 on the power play. Bruins change up on the penalty killers. Sent back in with Ray Bork coming back to play it. Bork behind the net. Bork's got a chance this year to do something he's never done. He may have his first 100-point year. I did the numbers today. Of course, it's in 84 games. He's on pace for exactly 100 points. He'd never done that before. What a treat in his 15th year if he could reach that level, have his best point season ever. Bork trying to clear it out, dives to Neely, and the penalty's over.
It'll sure help him if Cam Neely stays healthy.
Sure will. Cleared back in. Sweeney, even strength, lost it to Denny Felsner. Felsner turns it up, 3-on-2 chance. Now 2-on-2 as Montgomery had dropped the stick behind the play as he tried to turn it up ice. Zombo back. No score. 2:03 left to go. Here in St. Louis, ESPN's National Hockey Night. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, and El Morganti. And delighted to have you with us wherever you may be this evening. Thanks for being on board. Murray Barrett goes back to get it. Barron starts it through the middle. See the Bruins checking game. They are really coming up and pinning St. Louis in the zone. 14-3. The shots on goal in favor of the Bruins.
Typical Boston pressure. They pressure the puck everywhere. They think they're a good puck-carrying team. Oh, here we go. We got a fight right in front of the penalty box. Is that Huscroft?
Jamie Huscroft and Mackey. Dave Mackey.
Ooh.
Huscroft is a fighter.
And he goes with both hands. He started with his right and then started going with the left. And that's when Dave Mackey ended up seeing that he had a problem.
Jamie Huscroft was in the New Jersey organization for many years. Last year played minor league hockey. This year started at the minor leagues. Was called up on January 29. It's his 11th game. He is a terrific person and a hard-nosed hockey player who doesn't mind going in and playing this role for Boston. But he can play. He can play wing and he can play defense, and he's done both. And he just showed Mackey that when it comes to fighting, he's one to be contended with. Our Bud Light scoreboard with 1:36 left to go in this game, which is scoreless. These are the others. There's Cam Neely going back to the bench and sitting down.
He certainly is a guy that has overcome adversity. Cam Neely has lost both his mom and his dad to cancer. So he sort of had an idea what adversity was all about, and then it happened to him. 2 years he was out of the lineup for almost all of 2 years with a complication to a knee injury. And he's fought his way back, and speaking of fighting, check this pile of guys out right here. Huscroft and Mackey are going to separate in just a second here. There's Huscroft stepping up on the play. We'll watch right in front of the penalty box. You know, players now ask one another, you want to go? The reason they do that, and you saw them throw their gloves down at the same time after appearing to have communicated with one another, they do because if you get an instigator penalty by just dropping your gloves and grabbing somebody, you are gone for the night. So you want to get a verbal reassurance from the other guy that he wants to go. Every once in a while, you'll get tricked.
He'll start and then stop. The 5 minutes for fighting on each. Nobody gets the advantage. Wesley's got it. 3-on-2 break. Boston Bruins the other way. Smolinski shot. Curtis Joseph the save again. This is a typical St. Louis Blue Curtis Joseph game. He has had to make 15 saves in this game, while his team has put 3 shots on net at the other end, and we are down to 1 minute, 3 seconds left to go in the first period. Paul Stanton comes back to get it. Under 1 minute left. Stanton dumps it in, but we are scoreless. Curtis Joseph goes back to get it. Smolinski moved up, bounced over his stick, far side to Miller. Hull's out there with him. Kevin Miller leaves it for Brett. Hull moves in, got turned by Joseph Stumple. Brown, some room. Brown shot. That went over the head of Vincent Riondo. Far side played by Joseph Stumple, a rookie called up on January 10th from their Providence farm team. Brown back to get it. 35 seconds left to go here in the first period. Chased down Sweeney. Sweeney in the corner, battling Bozone for it. Comes to the point. Brown tried to knock it down and couldn't. Sambo with Cam Neely on his backside. Cam Neely poke checked it away. Neely looking for Adam Oates, but it was red in the middle and blocked. Good play out in front that time. They would have had the opportunity. Length of the ice. Prokhorov, who made that play at the other end. Poke checked away from Igor Korolev. Back comes Ray Bork. Ray Bork for the Bruins. Bork dumps it in. Oates was on the near side wing. Under 4 seconds left to go. Bozone clears it around. Ends up in the seats with 1.5 left in the first.
You know, this is not unlike the way the season has gone for the Bruins and the St. Louis Blues. The Blues get outshot just about regularly. The Bruins are hardly ever outshot. And although these totals are exaggerated, that's the way it goes for both of these teams. Check this out. The Boston Bruins have outshot their opponents by 657 shots, but they've only outscored their opponents by 29, and that has been the problem for Brian Sutter's team. They get all kinds of rubber at the net. They just don't have many finishers. And you know, Gary, at that rate, they will finish with close to 1,000 shots more than the St. Louis Blues.
Yep. And right now, the goal differential, Boston scored 190. St. Louis has scored 188 for that big differential in shots. With only 1.5 left, Boston's going to pull the goaltender. So that'll get the extra skater on the ice. Oates will take the draw and try and get it back probably to Ray Bork or Cam Neely. Bork on the far side towards the boards. Neely back the inside of the circle there. Top on the right side of your screen. Got it to Neely. Shot saved. They did what they wanted. Adam Oates won yet another draw, and Cam Neely had the chance. We've completed 1 period of play. The St. Louis Blues and the Boston Bruins go to the dressing room. Zip, zip. The Bruins with a huge shot advantage. Steve?
Well, if it wasn't for Brett Hull, Brendan Shanahan would be the leading scorer for the St. Louis Blues. As it is with Hull in the lineup, Shanahan only trails Hull by 2 points. Shanahan, one of the few highly coveted NHL power forwards. Now, through our travels around hockey, both with ESPN and ESPN2, we think we have found out why Shanahan is so successful. First of all, quite frankly, the guy is a wild man. Strong, intense, talented, fiercely competitive. On the ice, the Blues' Brendan Shanahan is as complete a forward as there is in the league. But off the ice, he proves to be a truly unique character.
Now we come to this summer for Shanny, and the word was that he was going to be in a movie. It was going to be the Flintstones, and it was going to be The Sound of Dino. Let's hear it.
Oh, you put me on the spot.
No, just do it.
Well, people don't remember, but Dino used to have, in the very first Flintstones episode, Dino had an English accent and could speak.
Yeah. So, let's hear it.
No, because I wasn't very good at it. That's why I didn't get the part.
Did you try out for it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, what did it sound like when you tried out?
Sounded like, you're not our type, hit the road. I think the guy who actually was Dino in the first episode became the voice of Kazoo. You know? What is it now, dum-dum, that guy? Well, I think Barney's the ultimate best friend, you know? He'll laugh at anything you say and drive you to work and things like that. Craig Janney is sometimes a bit of a Barney, mostly in physique. Doesn't have that same sort of dignity that Barney carries with him, though. Well, when we go swimming and he dives off the diving board, I call it the Barney Rubble dive. He also does the Barney Rubble shuffle, you know, where the body stays still, but the feet are moving all over the place. You know, the dance floor just shakes it. Chicks dig him.
Well, if you think that's bad, folks, the other thing he wanted to do this summer is that, and apparently according to the press guide, it actually happened, saxophone. And not only did he play saxophone, but it was in the Canadian Jazz Festival. So, Shannon, we wanted to have the opportunity to hear you do it.
I would, except the coach says no sax before a game. I would. I can. I would because I can.
Now, you're putting us on all this, right?
No.
Including running with the Bulls?
No, I ran with the Bulls. I ran the streets. It was about 3.5 weeks early, but...
Was this in Chicago?
No, it was in Spain, but, you know, it was 3 weeks early, 3.5, but people were looking at me, but, you know, I only got hurt once or something like that.
Brendan Shanahan, not your typical NHL superstar. Shanahan and the Blues, they're scoreless with the Bruins in our game tonight, although Boston is out shooting Shanahan and his Blues teammates 15-3 in that.
Not very much. When it comes time to shoot, forget about it. Boy, they keep the shots down.
Brett Hull is 4th in goals, 7th overall in scoring in the National Hockey League, while Cam Neely comes into this game, of course, not having played all of them this season, far from it, but you certainly wouldn't know it. 37 games, 42 goals, and 15 assists. He is 3rd in goals in the league. And Hull frustrated in that first period as the Blues went 0 for 3 in the power play. St. Louis did not commit a penalty. The Bruins had no power play chance in that first period. The shots 15-3. In favor of the Bruins. We start at full and even strength here in the third period, and Donato wins yet another face-off. Another story in that first period as the draws distinctively went to the advantage of the Boston Bruins. Barron chases it down in his own end. Murray Barron, 4 goals, 6 assists, 52 games played this season for him. And center ice bounces off the stick. Prokhorov had it. Cleared into the zone by Barron. Back to get it is Paul Stanton. Stanton turning on the boards. Jammed up, not out. Prokhorov again was there, held it in. Did not end up on net. The Bruins do such a good job of preventing shots from getting in on net. This season, the Boston Bruins have given up the fewest shots per game, 25 per game. Morganti.
Well, Gary, Cam Neely is indeed playing tonight and relatively healthy, but there is some fluid on the left knee. Now, this is not from playing. That knee is so ravaged. A reporter from Boston was telling me that he gets fluid on the knee just from the travel in the airplane, keeping the knee kind of cramped. As you know, hockey players, unlike baseball, football, basketball, they don't go first class or 2 for 3. They're kind of cramped in. If I were the Bruins, I'd make sure I got 2 seats for them and have that leg up the rest of the year. Guys?
I want to buy him a plane.
Yeah.
Cam Neely does not practice on the day of games. Tries to stay off the ice right up till game time. Don't take a little warm-up. Feels good. Get back. Ray Moore plays it behind the net. Just underway here in the second period in St. Louis. Full house on hand here again tonight. 17,470 is what they're averaging. This will be their 21st sellout of the season. This great city, this great hockey tradition. Continuing this year. Hull shot, not even close. Kevin Miller comes over to get it. Miller, Hull working to the front of the net here. Miller looking for him. Miller had it poke checked away by Cam Neely. Back the other way, Adam Oates. Oates has got a 3-on-2. Oates moving in, trying to drop it off, has to chase it down himself. He had Kartalnov over there for a moment, then lost him. Back up to the point, held in, shot by Sweeney, and that's blocked. Just jammed up off the boards, not out. Brown made a pass that went directly off the boards, right straight back to him. Zombo in the corner. Zombo pushed away from Montgomery as Bork tied him up. Vincent Riando in net for the Bruins. Watched most of the first. Should have charged him for a ticket. Facing only 3 shots in that first period. Curtis Joseph, on the other hand, again, a big night in net. Clears it up for Janney. Janney can't get it out of the zone. Joseph stumbles. Smolinski pokes it in wide. He was trying to set up Brent Hughes. Craig Janney on the far side. Then he Felsner could not control it. Cleared back in on the near side for the Bruins. Picking up right where they left off. Tom Tilley's got it. Tilley behind the net for Hennigan. Hennigan around the boards. Felsner will look to clear it up. Felsner, Shanahan. Shanahan pass behind to Craig Janney. That's the line out there for the Blues. In the corner it is loose. Good hit put on by Shanahan as he moved over and hard. Gordy Roberts, the man who got hit but controlled the puck. Hughes trying to get it up. Shanahan held it in. Shanahan again holds it into Felsner in front of the net. Can't get it to him. He was open. Janney's pass was blocked. Hennigan giving chase at the other end. Joseph stumbled. Got turned around but got the puck. Stumble looking into the middle, and Tom Tilley was there. Hughes was cutting down the slot and was open, but Tilley stepped in and took the pass away. Brendan Shanahan up. Shanahan lost the puck in his skates. Cleared out by Ray Bork. Shanahan is tied for 9th in goals. He's picked up 5 shorthanded goals, tied for first in that department. Great year for him. Shot deflected again. That lands up high off the glasses. Hennigan got it. Rondo got tied up in net there. Now gets away. Donato's got it for Boston. Donato trying to rush it up. Poke checked away from him. Loose at center. Hines moves over.
And the Blues have scored at least 3 goals in each of their last 12 games, but this will be a huge test for them. The way Boston is playing defensively, and the Bruins, they don't play a trap style. They play an aggressive style, and they think they can beat the trap. The Blues do not play a strict trap, but they have a lot of congestion sometimes in the neutral zone. Brian Sutter is one of those optimists that says, you know, we can play it any way you want. We'll attack all the time. We'll send 2 guys in forechecking, and we still won't give up any 2-on-1s. And you know what? When they're playing their game, he's right. They attack, and they don't give you anything defensively while they're attacking.
A very hard-working team, as you would expect, under Brian Sutter. Back the other way, Glenn Wesley drops it off Donato. Donato brings it in. Murray, the trailer. Glenn Wesley couldn't get it. Brown clears it up, and it'll end up in the seats. 4 minutes into the second period here in St. Louis. National Hockey Night, no score.
Here's one of the steady defensemen for the St. Louis Blues, Rick Zombo. He just returned last week after a 10-game suspension for bumping linesman Kevin Collins. Figured out how much money he lost as a result of the suspension because it's without pay. It cost him $57 grand. If you're wondering who the top 2 are, I tried to figure this out today, and what I was able to come up with, Dale Hunter's suspension cost him $150 grand. Tony Granato's will cost him $214,000.
Put it in the kitty. Ray Bork. Save made at the other end. Ray Bork gets it back at center off the boards near side. Neely couldn't handle it. Would have been offside, so he let it go. Miller rushing it up the other way. Kevin Miller back for Hull. Hull some room. Puck checked away by Ray Bork. Yes, he is playing that way this season. Bork comes in to get it. Cam Neely there to help out. Hull pushes it behind the net. Cleared around by Sweeney. Zombo steps up to hold it in and did. And it was lost as it bounced away. Sweeney got it on the near side. Neely overskated. Still in the zone. Hull. Ray Bork. Ray Bork reaching in. Shot. What a save by Vincent Riando. Hull set up Kevin Miller. And Riando held the fort.
Did he ever? And keep in mind, Vincent Riando's warm-up was about an hour and a half ago. And he has to be cold as an ice cube right about now. He only faced 3 shots in the first period. Terrific play here by Brett Hull. Brett Hull today called Ray Bork, the guy that's going to take him on this play, a lock for the Norris as the best defenseman in the NHL. He has so much respect for number 77 in black. Hull with a one-hand pass to Kevin Miller that Riando really had to react quickly to. You know, Vincent Riando has only lost 2 games. He's 3-2-1, Gary, as you mentioned in the first period. Since coming to the Bruins, the 2 games that he lost, the Bruins were shut out both games. I mean, it's like, give me a fighting chance, guys. At least get 1 for me.
He's played extremely well. They're the guys who lugged so much time. Ray Bork, that's even a little low for him. Craig Janney, Smolinski. Janney won that one in on goal. Brent Hughes goes back to get it behind the net. Brent Hughes, 8 goals, 3 assists, 52 games played this season for Boston. Boston Bruins, 30-18-10. 4th best record in the National Hockey League coming into this game, and in 2nd place in the conference right now. Knocked away by Joseph Stumble. Stumble tried to hit Smolinski. Smolinski comes back to get it. Glenn Wesley. Wesley who likes to move in. Put that one right through the crease. Had Smolinski moving up on it. Cleared out of the zone. Brendan Shanahan. Shanahan has to chase it back in his own end. No score. 14:51 left to go in the 2nd period. Wesley. Janney reached in. Took it away. Janney dropped it back. Stumble is there. Stumble's got a man up ice. Had Brent Hughes. Couldn't get it to him. Janney
flexing his left arm right now.
Hard shot, left arm. He rotated it around a couple of times, and he's still doing it. Shanahan sends it in again. What a rip. Two outstanding saves by Riondo as the Blues get a couple of shots here in the first 6 minutes of this second period. Scoreless game. There's the touch up on the icing. Great to have you with us. National Hockey Night from St. Louis. No score.
Well, the Blues just about had one on this play with the pass going to Brendan Shanahan. Want to watch the positioning of Vincent Riando. He had to move across quickly, and as the shot comes, check Riando out. He's dead center of the net, exactly where he wants to be. And all he did here was hope for the best, and he got the best. It hit him in the shoulder.
And he's all right. Linesman went in and checked with him during that intermission. Igor Korolev turning to the front. Korolev has picked up 3 goals, 7 assists.
Corey Roberts lots of stiff here. We'll see what happens if the Blues can continue to penetrate.
Lost. Down on the ice, Roberts. Back to the point. Shot. Barron deflected. Bruins want to get it out. Roberts moving in without his stick. Looking for some help. Got it. Cleared out. On the layup to center. And cleared back in. A delayed offside call. The face-off will be at center. Miller, genuine draft league leaders. Take a look at the shots. You've got some people in this game who can do it. Borg, Shanahan, and Hall all playing here tonight. 1, 2, and 3 in shots. You see on the right-hand side the percentage that end up in the net. Don't let that fool you about Ray Borg. The reason it's 5.1 is his job is to get the puck in front. Shoot it in.
Well, of those 5 guys, he is the only defenseman in that list, and his job is to get it in front. But besides that, he just shoots from farther away. I mean, he shoots from the blue line. So
Bruins love to go to the net, as we talked about earlier. Borg helps by getting it there. 4-2 the shots here in this period. Shot 17-7 in the game in favor of Boston.
Well, Gary, I was watching Ray Borg this morning, and he never lets up on a shot. A morning skate, he'll step into the hash marks and just blister it. I would hate to be a goalie playing for the Bruins because Borg tries as hard as he can, even in practice.
Not fun. Blows out on the far side for Steve Duchesne. Duchesne tipped into the zone. Boston goes back to get it. Doherty Roberts. Roberts will take it in behind the net. Boston starts it back up to St. Louis. Changes on the fly. At center, Reed had it, lost it. Near side, they tried to get it in. Had a man on the right wing open. Radulyev was open, but they couldn't get it to him. Back up. Haven't seen much of Hull here yet in the second period. Go to the point to Zombo. Zombo the shot. Blocked out deep. Reed got a piece of that one. Deflects back in front. Montgomery tried to turn it on net. Could not. Radulyev clears it out of the zone, and Brown comes back to get it. Brown drops it back to Zombo. His pass deflected off the linesman to Oakes. Montgomery had it and lost it. Hull's out. Hull moving up ice. Hull in. Wanted that shot. Tried to get it to Zombo cutting, but it was behind him. The defenseman came back out to the point. Miller behind the net. Miller center. And knocked down in front was Brett Hull. No call. Ray Borg was all over it. Cam Neely the other way. Neely moves in. Neely near side. Miller breaks up that one. A charging Kartolnov was breaking in as he just came off the bench. Hull gets spun around. Kartolnov takes it away. Dmitry Kartolnov, 4 goals in 21 games. This is the 21st he has played in for Boston this season. He's been up and down between the minors and the big club. Back out to center. Paul Stanton. Could he have touched that? No. They're going to let the icing be called a touch. Lots of other games going on in the National Hockey League, and you'll see the scores as we go along here tonight. Since we're in St. Louis, those East Coast games are an hour out in front of us, so we'll have some finals.
I was talking to Adam Oates today about his stick. The blade on his stick looks like a kid's stick, Gary. I got a 4-year-old son that has a blade on his stick that's bigger than his. And he said, you know what? I even think it's too small. I try to use a larger one, a longer one, and a thicker one. It doesn't seem to work. So kind of, it ain't broke, I'm not going to fix it. He keeps going back to a smaller one, and it even looks too small for him, but he plays better with a small one. What else is interesting is that black tape that he has on his stick. You'll never see black tape on his stick in practice. Just one of those superstitions. White tape in the morning, black tape for the game.
And another one on the draw to Stanton. Save made again by Curtis Joseph. Adam Oates is racking them up as far as the draws are concerned here. Near side for Brendan Shanahan. No score. Craig Janney's got it. Janney and Oates out there at the same time. Neely ran it over from behind. Fans again wanted to call to Stanton. Ended up taking Janney down. Ahead it is dumped up in the air, and Bozo will come back to play it. Murray Barron rather back to play it. Near side for Shanahan. Stanton knocked it away. Chance for a 2-on-1. Oates is in the middle. Oates shot. Saved by Joseph. Great position. Right leg out. Shanahan the other way. Brendan Shanahan with Felsner. Felsner cutting. Had it blocked. Guess who? Cam Neely. Cam Neely on the back check. Broke that pass up by threading it out of the air. Adam Oates to Neely. Neely shot off the end of the stick and wide. Here's picked up by Hedican and out. Doherty Roberts chasing it at the other end. No score. 10:54 left to go. We're in the second period. 19-7 the shots in favor of the Bruins. Jamie Huscroft starts it up. Huscroft sends it in. Tilly and Hines will do battle. Tilly got there first and touched it up for the icing call. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, Nell Morganti joining you on National Hockey Night on ESPN from St. Louis.
More. As a result, he started to score more. He's got 21 this year, and yes, Brett Hull was right in our open. He is far behind Hull. Oh, here we go again. This is Kelly Chase and Huscroft now.
Jamie Huscroft's second fight of the game.
Oh, baby. They both want to throw with their right.
Kelly Chase had been out 3 games with an injury.
He's not injured now. He's got his right hand loose. See, Huscroft was forced to go to the left there.
27-year-old Jamie Huscroft trying to get the jersey over his head. First period, it was Huscroft and Mackey. They're out of gas. St. Louis trying to make sure they get some of that physical presence back after Huscroft had won that first battle. We'll get the calls on these when we come back. Steve Levy.
All right, Gary, thanks. You know, we told you about it earlier in the intermission, but let's show it to you. First half minute of play in Los Angeles against the Flyers. Welcome back, Marty McSorley, and welcome back from Wayne Gretzky. And McSorley beats Dominic Roussel. 26 seconds in. Welcome back, Marty.
Question is, more in that game, is Philadelphia going to have the same coach Monday morning they had on Friday night?
I think everybody's asking themselves that question, Gary. Terry Simpson is under the gun in Philadelphia.
They are out of the playoffs right now, and that franchise right now cannot afford to have that happen.
Left of your screen, you see Huscroft and Chase getting ready for the face-off. They're talking it over. They might have this thing already mapped out. Oh, yeah. They got this thing mapped out before the puck was even dropped. But you have to wait till the puck is dropped. Technically, it's not in play, and you can pick up a huge penalty and fine if you fight without the play being on.
They could have called that there, but they're not going to. Eastern Conference, remember now, in the conferences, the top 8 teams go. There are the top 6. Look at the points here. Going to be some real battles for positioning. But take a look at the battle that goes on to make it. Right now, Florida and Washington would be in. Philadelphia, though, 3 points out right now. And Tampa Bay, the Islanders, and especially Quebec in real trouble. In the Western Conference with 8 teams going, they've got a real juggernaut at the top here. These teams in the past week have been tied, 3 or 4 of them on any given day. You see the top 6 there in pretty good position. 7 and 8. Chicago, San Jose not in such great shape because you've got Anaheim and Los Angeles very much in contention.
Now, Chicago's not bad right now with their 58 points, but San Jose is on the bubble with Anaheim and Los Angeles right on their heels. It would be interesting to see if Los Angeles can win without any scoring. Granato's gone now, and so is Tomas Sandstrom.
El Morganti down there at ice level. El.
Well, thanks, guys. You were mentioning the Flyers situation. I talked with their general manager, Russ Farwell, today, and he didn't give an overwhelming vote of confidence to Terry Simpson. He said he would have to take some of the blame for the way the team is playing. But it wasn't strong enough for me to believe that Terry Simpson's in any good shape for this weekend. And they're really going to run into a buzzsaw tonight in L.A. with Marty McSorley. I don't know that he'll be the coach on Monday morning in Philadelphia. And I think the short list would include Terry Murray and maybe Jay Leach. Guys?
All right, El. They are calling the game misconducts, and appropriately so. The puck had not been dropped prior to that fight breaking out. So Chase and Huscroft are done. At 10:43 here, they are going. You saw the linesman, in fact, turn around with the puck still in his hand and head over to them when the fight started. And any fight that occurs while play is dead, you're gone.
Yeah, well, watch him here. He's not going to drop it, and Chase and Huscroft are talking it over. They're going to get going before the puck even hits the ice. Watch this. There's a false start, and I think they believed the false start. Ron Finn looked like he faked the drop and then turned around. No fair, Finn.
And so Mick Magoo, the referee, watching all of that. There'll be no power play as a result of this. They simply will be gone with 10:43 left to go here in the second. College basketball is coming up tonight on ESPN at midnight Eastern at 9 Pacific. From the Mullen Center in Amherst, Massachusetts, it'll be Manhattan taking on number 10 ranked Mass. Mass is 19-5, 10-1 in the Atlantic 10. Marcus Camby for UMass, averaging just over 10 points per game, almost 7 rebounds a game, and 81 block shots. You'll see him coming up tonight. Manhattan and Mass. Shots 19-7 in favor of the Boston Bruins. Bruins have been red hot. They come off a 3-0 shutout Wednesday at Dallas. Casey had the shutout. They are 4-0-1 in their last 5, and they have won 7 of their last 10. The Boston team that everybody looks at and says, who are these guys, except maybe for Bork and Neely and Oates. Deflected in by Hedican. Nobody getting a power play out of this. Delayed call coming up behind the play. Touched up by Tilly, and this is going to be on the St. Louis Blues for holding. Brent Hedican is going to the penalty box. The first St. Louis penalty of the game. Hedican picks it up. Bob Berry not happy about that call being made. His team's going to be short-handed.
He knows that there's a National Hockey Night party going on tonight. Bob Berry does. His 2 sons, Brad and Brock, are watching in Palm Desert, California. They typically throw a ESPN National Hockey Night party on these nights when their dad is behind the bench.
It's a good idea.
Great excuse for a party.
Same thing we're doing.
Yes.
Same thing. All right, let's see what the Boston Bruins can do with the power play. As they will send out Adam Oates to take the face-off. They'll have Donato and Cam Neely on the line. Ray Bork, of course, will be back along the blue line with Glenn Wesley on their power play unit. Boston this season. They have scored 61 power play goals while giving up only 39. They are 5th in the league in the power play and 5th on the road in the power play. Ray Bork over to Wesley. Wesley shot. Neely tipped it in. Good save made again by Cujo. In the corner, Donato. Cam Neely will play in front of the net or in the high slot area. Neely's open. Couldn't get it to it. Back again. Shots. A save, I believe, by Cujo as the shot came in by Donato and hit the goaltender's stick. Tony Donato. Back up for Ray Bork. Bork swings it to Wesley in the middle. Donato. His shot again. Blocked by Rick Zombo. Bork got it. Lost it. Shanahan clears. Boston led by Cam Neely. 16 power play goals. Adam Oates has picked up 12. 9 for Ray Bork.
It's no wonder the Bruins have a successful power play. Anytime the puck is on Ray Bork's stick, they are dangerous. When it's on Adam Oates' stick, they are more dangerous. When it finally gets to Cam Neely's stick, look out.
Great scorers and stick handlers out there. Vincent Riando holds it up at the other end. 1 minute left to go on the advantage for Boston. Riando to Ray Bork. Bork stopping dead in his tracks. Will start it back the other way. Bork loves to rush and headman. Gets that one up for Neely. Neely had that one deflected off Steve Duchesne's stick and into the seats. Cam Neely the job in front. Bad knees and all.
Brian Sutter was describing how Cam Neely plays this morning. He said it's kind of simple. He goes up and down the boards and he bangs a lot. Here he's on the power play waiting for the tip and it never got through. That was Ted Donato with the rebound. He goes up and down the boards and he bangs a lot. He goes to the net, and when he shoots for the middle of the net, not the side of the net. Brian Sutter is driven crazy by guys that cut it a little too fine and miss the net. He said Cam Neely shoots for the middle of the net. He'll figure it out. If he's off by a foot and he shoots high most of the time, it's going to be either to the right or the left, just outside of the goaltender's shoulder. That's a great place to shoot.
Perfect. Jeff Brown clears it up and out of the zone. Ray Bork coming back to get it again. He wins the Norris. It'll be the 5th time as the league's #1 defenseman. He already has 4. Never played a minor league game. Stepped in, hasn't missed it since. Down the middle, all alone, shot, and not even close to the net. Kartalnov. There you go, Bill. Shoot to the middle. Taken by Brown. Kartalnov tried to pick it on Curtis Joseph, and it wasn't within 4 feet. Played behind the net board. 12 seconds left on the power play. Boston with their first power play of the game. Cam Neely. Dumped it in. Coming out to get it, Curtis Joseph. Joseph swings it around. Power play is now over. Even strength. Ray Bork trying to set it up, had it blocked. Right into the skates of Barron. They're even strength here now. Riando coming out's got to play this. Being tested at the other end as Korlev had moved in. Glenn Wesley. We remain scoreless. Boston 0 for 1 on the power play. St. Louis 0 for 3. 8:09 to go, second period. Smolinski starts it. Smolinski dropped it. Gets it back from Brent Hughes. Stumble on the right with him. Just lost control of it. Rolls in. And a penalty coming up on the far side for interference. And I believe it's on, well, I'm not sure.
I think it's Korolev. And Korolev, when Magoo made the call, stood there and pointed at himself as if to say, who, me? Although it may have been in Russian.
Another one away from the play.
Yes, absolutely.
Igor Korolev. Interference the call.
Bob Berry was all over Kevin Miller at the bench. He is upset about something. It's Kevin Miller that's jawing back and forth with Bob Berry.
There's the heat of the battle exchange. Bob Berry will just turn the other way and made his point. 7:59 left here. Power play coming up again for the Bruins. Second in a row for them. And again, they'll bring Donato out there. Smolinski's going to stay out of the power play. And at this young rookie, they love this kid. 7th among rookies in scoring. 19 goals, 17 assists, and a good draw man to boot. Just not that time. Ends up in the seats. Face-off will stay in the St. Louis zone. There's the Norris winner, the great defenseman Ray Bourque. He is now among the leaders in scoring again. He's tied for 12th overall. He leads defensemen this year. And you see, goals by a defenseman, there are only 3 who have passed that 300 mark. And there they are.
I really agree with Brett Hull when he said this morning that he should be a lock for the Norris Trophy. You can see that he leads all defensemen in scoring. But besides that, Brett Hull pointed out he plays 40 minutes a game. He hits everything that moves on the ice. I mean, there is nothing missing from his game.
And a real leader. Zombo in the corner. Smolinski's got a power play for the Bruins. Smolinski looking at Donato in front. Smolinski, Donato and Stumble on the power play. Smolinski, great stick handling. Bourque dropped it. Donato not quite ready for that one as it got into the skates. Cleared around the boards by Murray Barron. Boston able to hold it in. Smolinski again battling Zombo. Zombo reaching, got knocked down. Smolinski. Smolinski moves in. Smolinski save. Curtis Joseph. No rebound as Zombo helps to clear out. 1:20 left on this power play for Boston. Our Pringle storyline here at the St. Louis Arena. Hull, no shots. Jamie Huscroft, a couple of fights in this one, and one that occurred before the puck was dropped, so he's gone. The Blues power play, 1 shot on goal. Our shots tonight continue to be distinctly Boston. Bruins give up only 25 a game, the best in the National Hockey League. Fewest shots given up. Boston Bruins. The goaltenders don't mind that, I'll tell you. Duchesne behind the net. He got dumped. That frees the puck to Neely. Boston power play. Cam Neely fanned on it. Got it back to Adam Oates. Ray Bourque. Len Wesley. First power play unit over. Bourque. They reverse. They try and free it up on the near side. Oates in front tipped. Curtis Joseph again the save. Adam Oates was right there to tip it on net.
Well, if Adam Oates isn't in front and Cam Neely is, it'll be a big challenge for Steve Duchesne and Jeff Brown. Interesting pairing by Bob Berry. He's got his 2 offensive guys out here. And Steve Duchesne was a little too far away from Adam Oates, so he got a free tip. But if Neely gets in front, I don't know who's going to move him out, because Duchesne can't, and neither can Jeff Brown.
You look at Adam Oates, one of the all-time leaders in the National Hockey League as far as assists are concerned. He averages .9 a game, 5th best all-time. I was telling Bill before the game, though, I went back and did Craig Janney's numbers. Craig Janney averages 8.5 assists a game, makes him 6th all-time. So you got the number 5 and 6 assist men in National Hockey League history on the ice here tonight, and Janney and Oates. Oates with Zombo. Rick Zombo got it. Zombo's done a heck of a job here in this penalty killing unit. Still 44 left on the power play. Neely got hit into the boards, checking his hand, stays out on the ice. 39 seconds left on the Boston advantage, no score. Ray Bourque, leading defensive scorer. Neely was already in the zone. St. Louis lines up across the blue line. Bourque back, 27 left on the power play. Cleared in, Adam Oates, did he touch it? No, could be icing. And there's the whistle. Murray Barron on the touch-up. Let's check in with Steve.
Gary, thanks. From St. Louis, we go to Los Angeles. Flyers and Kings in the second. Marty McSorley scored to make it 1-0 L.A., and then Philadelphia comes back. Mark Recchi, watch the individual effort here. Watch him embarrass Rob Blake. See you later. And then beats Rob Stauber. Great shot. 1-1 in the second.
A battle for Philadelphia. Time is running out. And for Los Angeles, the same for the playoff points. Neely had the hand checked when he went to the bench. Took the glove off. The trainer looked at it. Said, "You're all right." Out he went.
I think he went for a glove wipe, too. I'm not sure that he changed gloves. They don't usually, unless he keeps extra gloves at the bench that we don't know about. But he threw his glove up to the trainer. I think this will get wiped off.
Yeah, 17 seconds remaining on this power play for Boston. Smolinski got it into the middle. Adam Oates brings it in. Oates back. Smolinski cutting. Stanton's pass too wide for him. Duchesne pinned up down on the ice. Kartalnov. Boston 2 seconds. 1. Power play is over. Boston 0 for 2 on the power play. Back to even strength. Brown blocked the Oates pass. Jeff Brown dug it out. Can't get it out. Sweeney's shot. That hit off Duchesne's skates. Adam Oates. Oates to Neely. Turnaround shot blocked again. And the St. Louis Blues will start it up ice. Even strength here. No score. 5:41 left to go in the second period. On the boards, Igor Korolev. He's got room. Korolev couldn't get it through the screen as it deflected off legs. Boston's got a 3-on-1. Down the middle, Sweeney over to Cam Neely. Curtis Joseph stayed out with a stick on the ice. Cam Neely in a 3-on-1 break. Sweeney holds it in again. Near side for Glenn Murray. Murray drops it back to Wesley. Wesley through the screen. Joseph the save. Rebound. Korolev trying to find some room to get it out of the zone. Doesn't. Shot in by Murray. Deflected wide. Into the corner. Tilly. And he'll clear it out of the zone. Good chances for Boston. Korolev. St. Louis wants a change here. Reed gets the puck. They'll change. Shots 25-7 in the game in favor of Boston. 10-4 in this period in favor of Boston. Reed puts it high through the crease. Flex off the boards. Brendan Shanahan. Tied up Glenn Murray. Murray all over him. Good job. Janney's pass. Rolls into the zone. David Reed back to get it. Near side for Stanton. Stanton probably with Pittsburgh. Cleared it out. Shot right back the other way by Barron. Both teams making changes. Gordy Roberts. Roberts sent it in. Chased down by Barron again. Barron looking up ice. Belzner trying to find somebody. Went right through Sweeney. Near side. Fresh legs. Nathan Lafayette. Lafayette lost it as he got pinned up by Joseph. Stumble. Held onto by Riondo. 4:13 left in the second. Zip, zip.
Well, here's how the Blues got caught in the last play. Korolev's going to shoot. Watch over here. Tom Tilley, number 20 in white, is going to try to sneak in and try and add to the offense. Wobie gets caught. Away come the Bruins. Cam Neely ended up with a real good scoring chance in the play. But you know what? The puck never sat down for him, Gary. It was wobbling the whole time, and I think that's why he shot wide.
Anakin shot deflected off the back of Nathan Lafayette. Back the other way. Hughes sends it in. Hughes stumbled. And Smolinski and Curtis Joseph hangs on to that one. And we'll check in with Steve.
Gary, thanks. First final of the night is in. Rangers and Senators from Madison Square Garden. Mike Richter, the story tonight. Here, the stop on Mark Lamb. 24 stops, 3rd shutout of the year, 7th career. Adam Graves at a pair. Rangers roll tonight.
Steve, thanks. That's 78 points for the Rangers now.
Here's what we were talking about. See, the puck, it never did flatten out for Cam Neely, and Cujo didn't even have to make the save. It was a long pass, and it was wobbling all the way.
No score. Cujo has come up with 26 saves. By the way, St. Louis had 3 shots in that first period. Second time that's happened to them this season. Fewest number of shots. Montreal held them to 3 in one period earlier on. Steve Duchesne back for Hull. Hull on the near side to Montgomery. Montgomery coming with Miller. Montgomery looking for Hull. Montgomery still has it. Goes wide side towards Duchesne. Duchesne dumped it all the way around. Boston pitching in front of the net. Ray Bourque hit Hull in the face with a stick on the follow-through. No call on it. Hull reached for his face, then kept on going. Hull hits Gordy Roberts. Gets hit by Smolinski. Pucks up against the boards, and they'll draw the whistle. And you can see Brett Hull. He gives Ray Bourque a pat on the backside as Bourque knew he'd done it and held on to Hull to make sure he was all right. And the professionalism of it. Hull knew he didn't do it on purpose and patted him on the rump as he turned away.
It's like his nose. He's got a little Rudolph working there, right on the tip of the nose. Well, Brett Hull holds Ray Bourque in really high esteem. Brett Hull is a stick collector. He collects autographed hockey sticks. He's got about 25 of them. He just doesn't get them from anybody. He gets them from people that he respects, and that means they don't have to be superstars. But he does have a Ray Bourque stick. He has a Gretzky stick, a Mark Howe and a Gordie Howe stick, and some guys that used to play. Bill Barber and Bobby Clark, former Flyers. He has their sticks. Got about 25 of them.
You may want that stick. Brendan Shanahan shot deflected wide. All right on the bench after checking the old Snijola there. Donato, 3:13 left to go, second period. Still no score in this game. Evidence of the National Hockey League season where the scoring is really down because the goaltending is really good. Hines back for Murray. Murray turnaround shot was blocked. Near side it comes to Donato. Back to Bourque. pass goes to Jeff Brown. Brown starts it up. Denny Felsner. Felsner with Hull on the right side. Nope, that's Shanahan over there. Sent it in. Riondo pushed it on the board. Shanahan stole it. Shanahan getting hooked from behind. Sends it behind the net. Ray Bork moves in. Puts the big hit on. Felsner's pass goes right off Bork's skate. Bork still pinning up with Ray Janney. Two former teammates with Boston. That'll end up in the seats. Al Morganti.
When you're looking at trade rumors in St. Louis nowadays, it's Jeff Brown, the guy everybody's saying is going to be going out of town. Last week there was a rumor he was going to Pittsburgh. The deal is, when Phil Housley comes back, he's supposed to be expendable. There is some worry, though, if Housley's back isn't 100%, maybe they shouldn't let Brown go. Yesterday, when the Blues were over looking at their new arena site, the Kiel Arena, actually 2 days ago, his teammates were kind of kidding him. He said, hey, Jeff, don't go look at the home locker room. Take a look at where the visiting locker room's going to be. That's where we're going to wind up anyway, guys.
Yeah, they were suggesting that he pick out a stall in the visitors' locker room. The complication concerning Phil Housley is that he is due back in early March. The trading deadline is March 19th. The question is, will they be able to determine if Phil Housley can play and play effectively for the rest of the year? They'll have to wait.
Not likely. And it right straight up in the air. Everybody looking, can't find it. Neely sends it out. Bartolnoff on the far side. His pass ends up running into the zone. St. Louis trying to get it out. Neely had it for a moment. Orlev knocked it away. Wesley gets it up for Adamos, who sends it in. I was amazed to see today the St. Louis goals against coming into this game, and still is, 3.26. They are 15th in defense coming into this game. Last year, roll wide. Last year they finished at 3.26, the exact same number. They were 5th in the league in defense. That's how much goal scoring is down. Covered up by Riondo, who had lost his stick. Vincent Riondo. He hasn't made a lot of saves, but he's had some tough ones. ESPN2's Fire on Ice coverage of the National Hockey League this coming week. Here we go. Tuesday at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. The Calgary Flames take on the Vancouver Canucks. Nieuwendyk and Pavel Bure. Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. These Boston Bruins travel to the New York Rangers. Cam Neely should be there. Mark Messier, 61 points. And on Thursday, those Rangers take on the New Jersey Devils as they cross the Hudson. You'll see the Rangers and Devils. That will be on Thursday. All coming up on ESPN2's Fire on Ice. 1:45 left to go in the second period. Riondo at 27 years old. Again, not getting much offensive support, even though they've put up all those shots. Bruins have. Curtis Joseph will come up for this one. Joseph backs it off the boards. Bouncing around to Mackey. Mackey sends it around. Boston able to hold it in. Duchesne had it, lost it, stumbled in front, kicked away by Hedican. Battle for it behind the net. In front used, tipped away from him and out of the zone. Nathan Lafayette got a stick on that one. Joseph lost the edge on that one.
He lost it.
Right down on the old wallet. Ray Bork back for Gordy Roberts. Minute 10 to go in the second period. End up Lafayette getting some ice time here in the final 4 minutes of this second period after sitting for most of this match. Roberts comes across ice. 1 minute left to go in the period. Hedican knocked it down. Smolensky's pass broken up momentarily. In front, stumbled, couldn't direct it on net. Joseph stumbled back. Roberts shot. That's blocked right back to him as Hull got in front of that. Duchesne behind his own net. Steve Duchesne, plenty of time here. 43 left for St. Louis to get it up ice. But they can't control it. Boston changing up. Hedican picks it up. Hedican pushed it over to Duchesne. Donato moved in on him. And they will call icing on this. There's a break for Boston. 29.9 left. The face-off back in the St. Louis zone.
No, Gary, you talked about Vincent Riondo and the way he's played since coming to Boston, which has been very, very successfully. He is 3-2-1, and his goals against is terrific. In the 6 games that he has played, he has only allowed 13 goals. That's just a little over 2. The problem for poor Vincent Riondo, and the reason he is not better than 3-2-1, is that the Bruins during those 6 games have only scored 11 goals for him. They haven't even averaged 2 a game.
3.28 Boston's offense, 14th in the league. Whoever would have thought, though, Bill, you look at Boston, we say that. St. Louis has scored less, 3.24. I mean, how can that be? Shot deflected in front as Ray Bork took it from the point. St. Louis would have fewer goals than the Boston Bruins with Hull and Shanahan. Donato sends it in wide of the net. Well, he did. Joseph had to come out and play it. Had a little trouble with that one. Did the old header down on top of the puck. Ray Bork chasing. 11 seconds left to go. They wave off any icing here. Bork tried to make it look good, but not enough for the whistle. Cam Neely sends it out of the zone. Shanahan, St. Louis way in the zone been a night where the shots are 27-9 in favor of Boston, but the score at the end of 2-0-0. Steve periods here. We told you this is a defensive season in the National Hockey League, and we've got a defensive game going here. Third period underway. Neither team's been able to convert. Power play deflected in front. Great chance. Hull was there on the deflection. Played back through center, and the Boston Bruins get it. Adam Oates. Oates brings it up ice. Kartalnov trailing. Oates taken out of the play by Duchesne. Kartalnov moved over, couldn't get it. Sweeney. On Sweeney's shot. That hit Duchesne, and he's down. Duchesne got pushed down, and a penalty coming up. It'll be on the Boston Bruins. Kartalnov clears it out. Duchesne just getting up at the other end, and there is the whistle. Duchesne got cross-checked, and a power play coming up for St. Louis.
And it was Adam Oates who was right in behind Steve Duchesne. Duchesne elected to stay on the outside of Oates to try and block the shot, and he sure did. Looked like he got it up high. See Oates for the Bruins in behind Duchesne. There's the cross-check from behind. That looked like he got on the shoulder. He was able to turn his shoulder to it. But Adam Oates is off for interference. There's a cross-checking. Doesn't matter to Adam Oates. He knows he's got to sit for two.
Talked about defense this season, Bill, in the National Hockey League. An enormous difference compared to last season, both for goaltenders and for teams. Look at this. Last season, there were only 2 teams, Toronto and Chicago, whose goals against as a team was under 3. This year, there are 9 teams giving up fewer than that number of goals. And for individual goaltenders, I mean, last season, you had 5 goaltenders who gave up goals against under 3. There are 23 goaltenders under 3 this year.
You can say what you want about teams playing more defensively in front of them. That may be part of it, but there are so many goaltenders that have had career years this year.
Boy, they are. It is in the corner, right board. Power play. Craig Janney fell down. He had a lane to the net when he slipped. Short-handed Reed the other way. Dave Reed shot off the blocker of Curtis Joseph, who comes up with his 28th save. Hull got by Donato Shanahan. Janney, Hull, Shanahan up front of the power play as Bob Berry continues to mix it up. Shanahan back to the point. Duchesne a little too close to be able to handle the pass. Well, they've got to get onside. Boston will change up on its penalty killers with a minute 18 left on this advantage. Played by Sweeney. A lot of ice time for Don Sweeney, playing his 50th game of the season. Short-handed Smolinski missed it. He can shoot, but he didn't get that one on net. Tilly, Felsner. Power play unit changes. Janney lost it at center. Back for Janney. Janney brings it in, drops it for Brown. Jeff Brown spun around. Hines took it away, pushes it up ice. Smolinski on the right, Tilly in front of him. Smolinski dropped it. Brown got back, tipped it away before Hines could get there. Tom Tilly with 46 in the St. Louis power play. Brett Hall, no, Janney rather. Janney got in, Hall down, and a penalty coming up on Boston. Great effort by Janney. Paul Stanton had to pull him down.
Well, Paul Stanton doesn't like to call it. He knows he's guilty of the hook, but I think Craig Janney held Stanton's stick at one time. Janney got in behind him. Watch Stanton come around here. See Janney with the stick. Look, he takes Stanton's stick and actually holds it, pushes it out of the way. That's how he got his second breath. Here he is right here with the grab on Stanton's stick.
Janney wins.
He absolutely wins because where he held the stick was not visible to Magoo. He was behind the play, trying to catch up to the play. So Paul Stanton's mistake was not in the hook. It was allowing Craig Janney to get in behind him before the pass even came.
So we will get a power play and a 2-man advantage. Elmore Gantey was down there by the bench.
Thanks, Gary. As Craig Janney was looking up from the ice, he was looking over at the official and asking, hey, is that a penalty shot? And he got the shake of the head. No, I think he was looking for a penalty shot in that situation. Guys?
I gotta ask, right? What do we have here? There's a 38-second 2-man advantage coming up for the St. Louis Blues. The teams, however, have gone to their respective benches.
St. Louis, one of the teams is called a timeout. I think it's the Bruins.
Well, St. Louis has called the timeout. Well, obviously, he had the people on the ice he wants on the power play, so he wants to rest them.
Right.
In a 0-0 game in the third, the chances, he figures, Bob Berry, are going to be few and far between, so let's get them out there.
Different motives for the timeout. The Blues were not doing as much talking as the Bruins. That's why I assumed it was Brian Sutter that had called it.
ESPN's National Hockey Night. You know it's Friday night, and next Friday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. We hope you'll join us in Buffalo. The Chicago Blackhawks will be there. 7th best team in the West are the Blackhawks. Sabres right now 6th in the East. Jeremy Roenick having another great season. You saw some highlights of him tonight. 92 points averaged over the last 4 years. Bell 4 in net. 24 wins coming into tonight's play. Howard Chuck will be there. Dominic Hasek, Brad Fuhr. We'll see you there next Friday. There you see St. Louis 23 without a goal versus Boston on the penalty killing unit. Back for Duchesne. Power play St. Louis and a two-man advantage for 38 seconds. A two-man advantage. Duchesne, no score in this game. Janney back, Hall, save, rebound, score! Brendan Shanahan!
Boy, did Brett Hull get rid of this shot and hurry. Watch Duchesne into the corner. Brett Hull is on the right of your screen, and as soon as Janney put it out to him, whammo. Riendo made a terrific save on the first one, but not enough people to control the rebound, and Brendan Shanahan rips it home for a 1-0 lead.
And they still have a power play because that was with a two-man advantage. Brendan Shanahan gets his 35th goal of the season, his 12th power play goal. Now a 5-on-4 power play continues. 1-0 St. Louis. Duchesne steps up, the shot, save, score, Brett Hull!
Was the first power play, or at least the first goal, being scored when they had the two-man advantage. That wiped out the one penalty, but the Blues come right back with another power play, and once again, Vincent Riendo with a rebound that was too tough to control. No help, and Brett Hull is doing what he does best, scoring and having fun while he's doing it.
42 goals on the season, his 19th power play of the game.
If I'm not mistaken, those are the first two Blues shots of the period, or were they shots 3 and 4?
3 and 4, according to the scoreboard. A 2-0 St. Louis lead. Hull and Shanahan on power play goals, and the St. Louis Blues are up 2-0 over Boston. Brendan Shanahan's 35th of the year at 2:08 from Hull and Janney on the two-man advantage. Brett Hull at 2:25, his 42nd from Duchesne and Janney.
The bread and the butter.
The back of the net, 2-0 St. Louis. Greg Janney now has moved up in his position as far as assists are concerned. He's got 55. He's now third in the league behind Gretzky and Gilmore in assists. And it is a 2-0 St. Louis lead. Boston's got to try and open it up even a little more here. Sweeney hit Zombo with that, trying to get it in. Adam Oates sends it in front. Shot just missed. Cam Neely had it blocked by Hull. Brett Hull blocked Neely's shot. Neely centers. Joseph got some help on the far side. Turnaround shot. Bork blocked Ryan Miller. Bork's able to hold it into Oates. Boston. Cam Neely again. Neely looking. Bork coming to help. Neely keeps it himself. On for Bork. Great flurry. Boston shot. Score! Adam Oates on the deflection. And just like that, the Bruins are on the board.
Well, you got to love this. After two scoreless periods, here we go. Adam Oates with his 22nd goal of the year. A terrific awakening by the Boston Bruins. This has always been a trait of the Bruins. You get them down, and they come right back. There is no quit in the Boston Bruins. And terrific work by Neely and Kortalnoff in deep along with Adam Oates. And then Ray Bork, who had been pushed out of the zone by Kevin Miller, got back into the zone to get it and keep it alive and spin around and let the shot go.
Right back into it, the Boston Bruins, and it sets the crowd back a bit. Adam Oates, the former St. Louis Blue, tips that one in, and Oates leading the team with 76 points, 23rd goal of the year. St. Louis on top. That was an even strength goal. Hang on. St. Louis Blues having trouble getting out of the zone until he pushed it up the boards. Roberts was there to hold it in momentarily. Now sent through center. Back for it, Glenn Wesley. Wesley just bumped it in by Prokhorov. Played by Tilly. Tilly behind the net. Tom Tilly playing in his 30th game off the season for the St. Louis Blues. Len Murray's got it. Murray's dropped pass intercepted. Orlet had to come back to center and lost it to Roberts. Roberts over to Hines. Hines will send it in. Boston will change up. Len Murray had an empty net for a moment. going to be on St. Louis power play for Boston when we come back, Steve.
All right, Gary, in Los Angeles, Flyers and Kings tied at 1 in the second. Eric Lindros ready to shoot and score. 31 on the year for him. That made it 2-1 Philadelphia. But just minutes later, the Kings come back. John Druce drives towards the net, fights off a check. Dominic Roussel the save. Robert Long scores the goal. 2-2 after 2. Back to St. Louis.
Good one going on there and a good one here.
Well, right in the middle of your screen, you see the penalty. Away from the play, the little trip by Philippe Bozon. Those are the interference calls that are being made now. Watch this. The 244s collide, and Brett Hedican in white got the worst of it. Big and strong is Glenn Murray.
Here's Boston's chance. Power play opportunity for the Bruins. A 2-1 score. Boston's goal, Oates' 23rd from Neely and Bourque at the 3:30 mark. Now Boston can tie it up. They can take advantage of this power play. They did not convert on the first 2 chances they had in this game. While 2 power play goals are up on the board for the St. Louis Blues. Remember, St. Louis got those against a Boston team that has surrendered the fewest power play goals, 41 in the league.
And after going 23 without one.
Getting 2 in a matter of 13 seconds. Adam Oates. Wesley moves up. Wesley jammed on the boards to hold it in. Could not. Shanahan trying to clear. Gets a little help. Miller knocks at the length of the ice. 15 minutes to go. Third period. Bourque back. 1 minute, 20 seconds left on the power play. Ray Bourque. Shot in by Donato. Near side Cam Neely. Neely out there with the Donato up front. Diving was Neely to hold it in. And Barron will clear it out. Bourque will have to chase it the distance. Ray Bourque goes back to get it. Bourque picking up an assist. Now 69 points for him. 53 assists on the year as he looks at himself. Red line, blue line, and in. Power play Boston. Right back out. Good play by Duchesne to force it. Boston gets onside. Bourque again into the zone. Ray Bourque bothered by Duchesne. Got double teamed with Shanahan. Around the net, Tilly Benedict came out in front. Adam Oates was there, but not before Kevin Miller cleared. Riondo at the other end holds it up. 35 seconds left on this Boston power play. Wesley behind the net. Shots are 29-13 in favor of Boston. The score is 2-1 in favor of St. Louis. Boston dumping it in. That one ended up on net as Wesley shot was deflected. Backed out of the zone. Curtis Joseph put that one on the backside of the stick. Stanton back to get it. 13 seconds left on the Boston power play. Hull comes out on the ice there. Hull at center. Couldn't control that one. Near side for Adam Oates. Oates looking, dropped it in the middle. Shot save made by Curtis Joseph. When he comes up big, he comes up big, big. Stanton denied the power play goal. The penalty's over. Boston 0 for 3 in the power play. St. Louis has killed it off. And we're back to even strength. It remains a 2-1 lead for the St. Louis Blues. In the middle. Hines will send it into the Brent Hughes rather send it into the zone. Hull goes back to get it. Hull around the board. Sweeney held it in. Sweeney the big shot. Deflected, not in on net. Hit Joseph stumbled. Back into the Boston zone. Ray Bourque. Bourque will turn. Boston continues to make changes. In the middle for Stumble. Lost it. Hedican had it. Hedican gets it back. Hedican trying to send it up ice for Bozon, but Ray Bourque came in. Bourque knowing somebody would be over there. Got it back. Near side, Brent Hughes. Hughes tied up. Great defensive back checking job. Hedican hooking. Not as great as I thought. Or he thought. Power play for Boston. Hang in.
Here to break this up. It's the end of about a 3-minute shift. No sweat for Ray Bourque. I mean, he just charged up on the play. Anybody else would have backed up. He gets it up ice, and if we stop right here, you'll see that the 4 St. Louis Blues are caught up ice, and that's why the Bruins had a 2-on-1. Hedican 44 with the hook there on Brent Hughes, and I think Hedican had a little bit of a beef. That was a pretty good defensive play. He just sort of locked Brent Hughes' arms out, and Hughes trying to shoot tripped himself.
Here's Boston's 4th power play of the game. St. Louis has been able to shut it down. They need to do it again to keep the lead. Donato back shot. Wesley deflected wide by Cam Neely, was in front. Ray Bourque has moved down along the boards. That pinned up Kevin Miller. Boston with the advantage on the power play, trailing 2-1. 12:30 left to go in the second period. Glenn Wesley work it from behind the net. Adam Oates out on the power play with Cam Neely. Ray Bourque's already up at the blue line. Donato, the other forward out on this. Curtis Joseph held it up. Rick Zombo looking to clear. Does. Knocked down by Wesley. Wesley over to Bourque. Boston's got to get back on side. Shanahan up in the forecheck shorthanded. Turn to Wesley back in his own end. Ray Bourque around Shanahan for Neely. Deflected away by Brett Hull. who cleared it the length of the ice. Held on to by Riando. Ray Bourque will start it again. Bourque drops it off. Kartalnov taken away again by Hull. Good play, Hull. Picked up by Bourque as he stripped Montgomery. Near side. Can't get into the zone. Kartalnov. They're back out Tilly. Knocked down at center by Stanton of the Bruins. Kartalnov again, but St. Louis is holding this play at center. Brett Hull shorthanded. 2-1 Blues on top. 43 left on the Boston power play. Full house liking what they see here for the penalty killing unit of the St. Louis Blues, coming into tonight's game ranked third in the National Hockey League. Mentioned how Boston had given up the fewest power play goals. Well, St. Louis is second in that department. No wonder the way they're playing it here tonight. Stanton comes back to get it. Stanton with 20 left on the power play. Curtis Joseph. Zombo again looking up the middle. Couldn't get it out. Was knocked down, but couldn't be held in. Boy, that hurt Kartalnov. Blocked that with his hand and felt it. And the power play's down to 5 seconds. Boston, if they can make a quick rush. Stumbles in the middle. Zombo intercepts. Penalty's over. Hennigan out of the penalty box. They killed off 4. St. Louis has in this game, and they maintain their 2-1 lead on the 2 power play goals and a penalty coming up here. 10:39 left to go in the third period, and another power play Boston. Bob Berry's team's going to be shorthanded again, but maintaining their 2-1 lead. Other games going on in the National Hockey League, and as you heard, a big slate of games with lots of finals in now. We will run these along for you tonight.
Boy, Bob Berry is living right. And it's easy to live right when you've got a guy like Curtis Joseph in goal, but he will have to test again because the Bruins are on the power play. And Vincent Riando has to be saying, guys, when are you going to get some goals for me? The 2 games that he has lost as a Bruin, they have been shut out, and they're being shut out here.
Orlov's in the box and the interference call. Boston's 5th power play. Good hit put on by Murray Barron. Barron got in on Wesley hard. Cam Neely trying to back it up. Barron was there. Donato going after it. Brett Hull moves in on him, knocks him down. Donato, Barron. Donato down on the ice. No whistle. And now there is one. Just as the puck came free. Boston's 5th power play of the game. Our Visa storyline in St. Louis. Brett Hull. 398th career goal here in the power play tonight. Craig Janney has picked up 2 assists, 3rd in the league in assists now. Adam Oates has added a goal to his totals. The only one for Boston. And Joseph, yet another busy night in net.
Well, the Blues aren't going to let the Bruins come to them on this power play. Watch this hit. Murray Barron on Glenn Wesley. Crunch along the boards, and right after that, Brett Hull took his man pretty good, too. So the Blues are trying to play it physical here. They've got a 2-0 lead.
And they're going to use their timeout here. We'll get a timeout by Boston now with 10:09 left to go as they want to get their power play people rested. NASCAR Goodies 300 coming up tomorrow on ESPN at 8:30 Eastern and 5:30 Pacific. Daytona International Speedway is the place. Bob Jenkins, Benny Parsons, Ned Jarrett. It's the opening weekend of the '94 NASCAR season. Dale Earnhardt's the defending NASCAR champion. He has won this race 6 times out of 13 that he's been involved. The track is putting up some tremendous speeds, exceeding 200 miles an hour, 2.5 mile long. That's tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern and 5:30 Pacific. 1 goal differential, El Morganti.
That's right, Gary, and 1 goal, Cam Neely can make a big difference. And when Harry Sinek comes back from Norway, the Bruins GM, he'll find a contract proposal from Neely's offer, from Neely's agent. This is going to be a tough contract. With his injury, does he deserve $3 million? Somebody's going to give it to him. We'll find out what happens in those Neely contracts as these weeks run down the regular season. Gary?
And how healthy is he going to be? Another question. Ray Bourque. Bruins with a minute 27 on the power play. In the middle, Oates. Oates dropped it off for Neely. They set up both low in the slot that time with Oates a couple of steps up and Neely down below. Wesley held it in. Nice play to Neely. Neely couldn't handle it. Zombo over to get it. Zombo lost it. Neely got it. Donato lost his stick. It got stuck in the door. Donato's stick was stuck in the Zamboni door. He's going back to get it. He was skating around and it went right into the door and it broke.
And when he went to get it, he didn't know it was broke. He had to leave it on the ice.
And that allows Kevin Miller to get the puck and Zombo to clear it out. He went by and there went the stick. I've only seen that happen once before. Peter Stastny has one stick in the door like that. Brought in by Bourque. Ray Bourque centering pass bounced as Neely was cutting. Wesley holds it in. 38 left on the power play for Boston. St. Louis leading 2-1. You saw that stick that's still out there behind the net. Back for Bourque. Shanahan. He put his glove over the puck, preventing the Bruins player from cleaning it out and moving up ice. Down to 6 on the power play. Smolinski in. Smolinski centered. Shot. Curtis Joseph didn't see it, but it hit the stick and deflects into the seats. And the power play is over.
Well, here's what happened to Teddy Donato's stick. 21 for the Bruins. He goes behind the net and comes out without his stick. It jammed in the door. Oh, good play by Brendan Shanahan. Not a penalty. He didn't grab it, pick it up. And I'm not so sure that didn't go off for Curtis Joseph's mask. It went right off the top of his mask and up and over.
And to bit the dog on that one. Cujo is one of the many artistic masks now around in the National Hockey League for goaltenders. 32-13, shots in favor of Boston. Blues up, penalties over, even strength deflected wide on the point shot. Bruins are 0 for 5 on the power play tonight. Smolinski got spun around, lost the puck. Tilly up to the point. Sweeney tried to bang it across ice, could not. Here's a 3-on-2 break. St. Louis, Bozon left it in the corner. Orlev paid the price and lost the puck. Couldn't do anything with it. Good hit put on him by Joseph Stumple, the rookie. Back to center. Tom Tilly's got it. 8:09 to go, third period. Blues leading it by a score of 2-1. They got 2 power play goals. Shanahan and Hull answered at least one of them by Adam Oates just a minute later. St. Louis is up by 1. Curtis Joseph left it as Duchesne was there. Duchesne into the middle, 2-on-2 the other way. Janney, Moore would have none of it. Stood him up, centering pass tipped away as Janney came to the middle. Shanahan holds it in, shot deflected off a Bruin stick. Ray Bork wide. Felsner behind the net. Felsner digs the puck out back to Shanahan, intercepted Bork. Duchesne brother could not hold it in. Ray Bork's got it. Going for Gordy Roberts. Roberts moves into the zone. Roberts centered it. Joseph knocked it away. Curtis Joseph reached out, got a stick on that one. Joseph had to do that. Reed was cutting in. Duchesne in the corner. Felsner couldn't handle it. Bork again back at center. Bork gets it from the red line. Joseph goes back. Bruins changing it up. Comes back to center. Oates moved over. He couldn't get it. Wesley will chase.
Curtis Joseph has done a terrific job of getting to a lot of pucks that have been hard rounded by the Bruins. I mean, they've tried to slap the puck around behind Curtis Joseph all night long. He's gotten to at least half of them. And I'm talking about blasts from the blue line along the boards. Bork was the last one.
He's gone back so hard, he's rattled the boards, and he goes back to try and stop that.
Well, he actually fell into the boards in the second period.
Cam Neely deflected off Zombo wide. Neely had a backhand chance. And St. Louis will nice it. Then Wesley will go back on the touch-up. This will stop the clock with 6:32 to go in this third period. And our MCI proof positive. Steve.
Gary, thanks. The MCI proof positive play of the night, and it was a special one. Special to everyone, and especially Martin McSorley. Takes the feed from Wayne Gretzky. That was 26 seconds into the game. They're 2-2 after 2. Back to St. Louis.
Steve, thanks. There you see Hall out on the ice. He has added one of those goals that's up there.
Oh, man, check this ice time out. Ray Bork, 29 minutes and 44 seconds, and that's going to represent more than half of the game. Neely, 23 minutes. He's going to probably end up with about 25 or 26 before it's over, and Hull will end up with about 25. Big minutes for forwards, huge minutes for Ray Bork. That's the most amazing thing about it for Ray Bork. The shots on goal, everything, that's one thing. But at his age, to be able to play as physical a game as he plays, Gary, and play as much as he plays, that is the amazing feat to me.
His 15th season in the National Hockey League. Montgomery got tied up by Donato. Bork clears it up. Ray Bork got upset last season when some people said he had lost a step and wasn't playing as well, and maybe it was time to be thinking about not playing anymore. And Ray Bork decided coming back this year that those things would be answered. Well, he has done that. On the near side, Hull in his own end trying to get it up. Bork able to hold it, lost it to Hull. Hull will start. Miller got dumped, so he didn't have anybody with him. Cam Neely was there. Neely's played a lot tonight. Neely ahead for Hull, fanned on it. Blues are trying to change up here. Stanton trying to catch him in it. Here comes Oates. Adam Oates, puck checked away. As Brett Hull played a defensive game. Shot saved. Joseph rebound. Cam Neely save. Curtis Joseph.
Well, here's the Bruins' last chance. They just about tied it. Cam Neely with the rebound chance off the Kortolnov shot, but watch where he shoots the puck from. Right there, and a normal guy wouldn't have even got the shot away. But Cam Neely was able to not only get it away, he got it into the air and tried to direct it up over Cujo's hand and just couldn't get it high enough. He did well even to get the shot away.
Great shot, great save, huh? 2 stars right there. Curtis Joseph going after his 26th win. He's 3rd in the league in wins, 5th in save percentage, and he robs Cam Neely, the league's 3rd leading goal scorer. Boston Bruins trying to get it tied up. Kartalov shot deflects to the near point. Wesley didn't get that. Zombo lost it in front. Kartalov again wide as Zombo blocked it. Puck bouncing all over the place here. Guys digging. This is right now a real battle with both teams working. With 5:22 left to go, and the Blues leading it by a score of 2-1. Shots up to 34-14 in favor of Boston.
And the Boston Bruins, while they are down on the scoreboard, are out shooting the Blues 34-14, and perhaps more importantly, going into the last 5 minutes, Gary, still are dominating the faceoffs. And if the Blues are forced to have a lot of faceoffs in their zone, that may be a factor because the Bruins are far superior, at least for tonight.
Bruins have just been using their centerman here, and Oates, Smolinski, Donato, and a couple of times for Kim, the rookie who hasn't played much tonight. There's that shot chart. Adam Oates has won a lot of faceoffs tonight. He's been on top 2-1 or 3-1 as far as those he's won and those he's lost. Gord takes it behind the net. Janney drove him back. 5:12 left to go. Boston down 2-1. St. Louis Blues. Smolinski and the touch-up. St. Louis has been home this stretch with one more game left this weekend for almost 3 weeks, 9 consecutive home games. Unheard of.
That's really unusual, isn't it?
It's amazing. I mean, the guys are going to get used to being at home. I'm not sure how the wives feel about that, but they have not done particularly well with it, though. I mean, they're 3-3-1 on this stand. They really hope to put more points up than that. There are the faceoffs. Boston with that advantage. Janney will come out for St. Louis. He'll take a lot of the faceoffs here in this period as we go down to the final 5:05.
And as they get bigger and deeper into the zone of the St. Louis Blues, it'll be Brendan Shanahan that takes over. Adam Oates is the top Bruins faceoff guy.
Won that one back for Bourque. Ray Bourque behind the net. 5 minutes left. 3rd period. Bourque. Janney's out in front of the net, forcing him back and forth. Now comes back after it. Kartalov on the near side. Kartalov lost it. Good play by Janney, who forced all of that to happen. Stumbled. Gets it by Felsner to Bourque. Bourque up ice from Murray. Murray Barron batted it the other way. Boston onside. Kartalov gets it back. Kartalov hit shot. That was wide. Really trying to set that up. Ray Bourque moves in. Everybody's down low now. Bourque dumps it around the net. Boston had only one man back. That's Sweeney. Sweeney shot deflected by Stumble and a save by Joseph again. Murray Barron. Barron banked up on the boards, but he got it up. And it's cleared up by Janney to Shanahan. Shanahan over to Denny Felsner. Felsner in. Felsner rolls it to the crease and hard into the boards. As Ray Bourque took him down and no call. And the fans up wanting to know why. Kartalov in on Curtis Joseph. Joseph. Zombo there. Zombo with Murray in front of him. Montgomery cleared it out to Hull. Hull, Montgomery, and Shanahan. Shanahan in. Montgomery heads to the net. Shanahan drops it for Brown. Tipped it away from Oates. Murray's got it. 3:50 left to go. 3rd period. 2-1. St. Louis on top. Hull and Shanahan the goals. Brought in by Donato. Donato held on Zombo. Rebound tipped wide. Stanton had the chance. Curtis Joseph was down, but he could not direct it on net. Rick Zombo has played a heck of a game, and he was involved in front again on that holdup. ESPN2's coverage of the National Hockey League Fire on Ice next week. Here's what you get to see on Tuesday at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. Calgary Flames, they are red hot. Joe Nieuwendyk up to 35 goals. Pavel Bure, Vancouver Canucks. On Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, these Boston Bruins take on the New York Rangers. Messier picked up a couple more tonight. And on Thursday, those Rangers with Leach and Messier take on a team not much talked about, but has been among the top 5 or 6 all season, the New Jersey Devils. They are 5th in the East right now. That's next week on 2. Adam Oates in the faceoff. He's got it back to the point to Bourque. Bourque shot. Save Joseph.
Well, right from the faceoff again. And, you know, when Adam Oates has Cam Neely on the wing, his faceoff totals are better. Any centerman will tell you that a lot of the wins have to be credited to the wingers that come in and try and help you win them. And when Cam Neely is out there, and this one it looked like he almost got a piece of it. With Cam Neely out there, you've got a premier power forward, and it makes Adam Oates' winning percentage just skyrocket in the faceoff department.
3:26 left. Both teams getting instructions from their respective benches on how they want this played. Boston, the second best on the road in the league. St. Louis, the third best at home. They are playing that kind of game here tonight. Adam Oates and Brendan Shanahan. Shanahan trying to tie it up. Oates won another one. Ray Moore tipped away Kevin Miller. Cam Neely couldn't get it. Shanahan does. Doesn't. Yes, he does get it up. Montgomery. Montgomery on the right side's got Miller. Blocked by Bourne. Ray Moore broke up the pass. Miller gets knocked down by Cam Neely. Tony Donato. Donato the other way. Ted Donato shot off Duchesne. Steve Duchesne in the corner. 3 minutes left to go in regulation. Brett Hull by himself. What a save! Unbelievable save by Riando, who was down on the ice when Brett Hull shot.
Well, Holly can only look back and say, I did everything right, didn't I? What a save. Steve Duchesne made a terrific pass to spring Brett Hull loose, and Hull will fake Riando down. The only thing Hull might have been able to do is roof this thing to the top, but he was fading away. It's like a fadeaway jumper. It's hard to get it up in the air when you're moving away from the shot. He wants it checked. He was yelling for checking to see if it was over the line. But give little Vinny Riando a 10-beller on that one. Man, what a save.
Did it cross the line? Great save.
Even if it did, you'd have to give Riando the benefit of the doubt on that one, because it was squeezed off in his glove, and it was close enough for him to get credit for the save.
So it remains a one-goal game. Sambo shot deflected to the corner by Riando. 2:45 left to go. Old-fashioned barn-burning, low-scoring hockey game here at St. Louis. Blues 2 and the Bruins 1. At center, Gord Roberts. Roberts, the veteran, dumps it into the zone. Back to get it is Jeff Brown. Brown trying to get it out. Does. Here's another breakaway at the other end. Moving in for a shot. Prokhorov.
Well, how much can Riando take care of himself? Too much. The Bruins stayed in. They allowed Prokhorov to get in behind them. And Prokhorov got that one just over Riando's glove. This is only his 7th goal of the year, but he smartly got it in the air, and Riando just about got that one, didn't he? So that is the breathing room that the Blues have been looking for and craving here in the last minute. Hull missed his breakaway. Prokhorov scores on his, and that may be enough. 2:24 to go, and now the Blues have a 2-goal lead.
3-1, St. Louis Blues. Prokhorov, Vitaly Prokhorov, the 27-year-old, picks up the huge goal here. And now the Bruins down by 2, fighting the clock with only 2:09 left. Glenn Wesley, Brett Hughes, shot Reed, save Joseph. Curtis Joseph turning in another enormous night here. Reed shot, hit the mask again off Curtis Joseph's head. Felsner back for Shanahan. That's twice he's had shots off that helmet. Ray Bourne back to get it. Shots are 37-16 in favor of Boston. Bourque in. Bourque alone for a moment. Sweeney moves into help. Sweeney taken down by Brown. Does the same, and that'll be whistled up against the boards. 1:31 left.
Curtis Joseph's motto is whatever it takes. Bob Berry once told me that if he couldn't win a hockey game or stop it, he'd at least die in the attempt. He's one of the great competitors, and if he can't get it with his glove, he'll get it with his head. His second head save. Ding.
You can hear that all the way up here, and we're way up top.
Cujo, you're going to have to get that mask touch stuff. You might have a couple little nicks on the forehead area.
The teeth knocked out of the dog on top there tonight. Minute 31 left. Cujo's facing 35.6 a game. Only Kelly Rudy has faced more shots on a per game basis than has Curtis Joseph. But the way it's going, Joseph, as he did last year, is probably going to end up facing more than anybody by the time it's all said and done. Brendan Shanahan will be out to take the face-off. The minute 30 left to go. Ray Bourque. Bourque dumped it. Oaks back to him. Bourque shot, saved Joseph. Rebound shot, Sweeney wide. Brown got a piece of it. Bruins putting a lot of pressure on. Bourque dropped it off again. Goes back to Ted Donato. Donato brings on Prokorov's goal. 18:36. Brown picking up the assist. Cam Neely been shut down here tonight. Not many teams have been able to do that. 17:36. Prokorov's goal. Brown the assist. Prokorov's got 7. Bourque again. Cam Neely can't find it. It was behind him. Less than a minute left to go in the game. Shanahan. Howell with Prokhorov for St. Louis. Oates for the Bruins. Center. Sweeney batted it wide. Sweeney gets it again. They've not pulled the goaltender, even though it looks like it here. Center again. Tipped by Adam Oates high. 42 seconds left to go. St. Louis up by 2. Sweeney. His shot. It deflects off Zombo's skate. Centering pass blocked by Zombo again. Coming in Sweeney. Still goaltender in net. Cam Neely. Neely's shot blocked. Montgomery comes back and clears. Gets it away to Bourque. Shots now up to 41-17. Kartalnov. Boston changing. Reed dumps it into the corner. You're looking at the time remaining in the third period. Bang to wide. Cujo is going to win his 26th game. Cujo 26, 15, and 8 on the season. He makes another save. This one's over. Blues win it 3-1.
Sutter's team just came up against some terrific goaltending. Brian Sutter has to be happy with the effort that his team put forth, but when you run up against the steel wall named Curtis Joseph, you got a problem, baby.
Final score 3-1 for Elmore Gandy. Bill Clement, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks, everybody. Stay